images to people you play with that allow you to farm as much as your carries.
Yeah,
as an offlaner.
Like, I need a little bit more. No, so I was thinking about this. I was watching an EG game, and I was thinking, like, I feel that Arteezy is going to be more happy with this patch. Right.
I don't care about that.
Samael is going to be a little less
I care. Yeah, I care more that Samael's more happy with the patches. He's already miserable with the current one.
I think this is the rise of safe lane carries. I really do. And it then in turn makes offlane still important, but a different. Right. You need to be more aggressive as an offlaner, but also more sacrificial in that regard. Mid carries are going to be carrying less and setting tempo more.
I mean, they were already really depressed because they had like 5 people in their lane all the time. Now it's going to get even worse, you told me?
Yeah, I mean, what, dude, you don't know the safe lane carry life where an offlaner shows up with a poor man shield and is like 1v1ing and pushing you out of lane.
And then goes to the shrine.
They trade and then they take shrine and stuff.
No more poor man shields.
Yeah, exactly. So the poor man shield went away. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits. Anybody who because part of the thing is ancient stacking is really important right now. So that's why gyrocopter has been so big. Yeah, but I think it's like even more prevalent now. I can't say what it is. I think it's like the ancient is what lets you be able to quickly get into that objective taking mode.
Yeah.
Whereas before I felt like it was slower. The idea of ancients, it was better to control the ancient area and less important to stack. Whereas now it's like the big burst of farm that allows you to be able to hit that key timing to be able to go for a push.
Partly why Complexity have done one of this patch. They were always one of those teams.
Yeah, they were definitely a timing-based team for sure.
Right then, there we go then. Draft number 1, LFY with Sanking. Those 3 bans on either side. No big surprises there, I don't think.
Maybe the Queen of
I was going to say the quad was a little
10
unusual, but that's for maybe LFY just have a plan.
I mean, you get 3 bans to start, right?
Freebie love Queen of Pain too.
Yeah, do you feel like people are still just doing a throwaway ban in the freeze sometimes? Really thinking it through too much?
I don't think it's like a throwaway ban. I think it's just like, hey, they're really good with this hero. Let's just not take the chance. Yeah. I do think that the extra ban...
strategic ban.
Well, it's a strategy in a different way. It's taking them out of their comfort zone, not letting them play the game that they want to play. Dr. Tiny.
So the Witch Doctor is a bit more surprising to me, especially since I don't feel like it's particularly good versus the Sand King. But it is one of the better supports against Tiny, just because Witch Doctor's seen a lot of value against all these tanky heroes that are being picked up. Tiny, Tidehunter, these kind of heroes are just being wrecked by the Maledict.
Yeah, DDC's favoured the AA, the Lich, the Ogre, and the Witch.
I think it's also a deny pick. LFY really like to run the Witch Doctor a lot, and so taking that away from him feels like it's pretty good. And DP, this is one of those heroes that I feel like it's sort of up there with Medusa as far as superheroes that just fit what he needs to do always. Taking it this early is still a little bit scary. I'd imagine maybe an AA ban comes out.
This is definitely pretty questionable because it's not like Tiny is bad versus Death Prophet, because he's a gap closer that does a large amount of burst damage, both magic and physical. So it's not like Death Prophet counters the Tiny, right? It's actually oftentimes the other way around. So what LFY is going to be doing more likely is they're going to be setting the pace for this game. They're going to be contesting Tiny's farm. First and foremost, I think they're going to get really strong laners. I think they're going to try and go aggro in some way. They're going to make sure that Sand King has a good game and he has a Blink Dagger, because it's really important as a Death Prophet for your team to be able to get the initiation first. The last thing you want to be doing is popping Exorcism after you've been jumped on, stunned for 3 seconds, you're low, you have to pop Exorcism, pop Spirit Drain, pop Eul Scepter, just to be able to have a hope of being able to survive. You want your team to be able to set you up to be able to pop Exorcism and run into the enemy team. So laning phase could be hugely important here for LFY.
And I think that now as well, banning out that Ancient Apparition, you see the Tidehunter, the Dazzle ban. Oracle is still in the pool for LFY, some other defensive support that can sort of make it so she doesn't have to do all the work of surviving herself. And considering you already have 2 sources of pretty heavy magical damage, it could fit pretty well. The only thing is it's still an Oracle at the end of the day, and he's pretty garbage right now. But I'm wondering if it's
the last one of those you saw.
It's been a while.
I feel like we haven't seen any of them. Oh, maybe there was one at VGL.
I think so. I can't tell you
one,
why.
But that's how rare it's been. I mean, we barely can remember one.
The hero is just bad for laning phase, right? But outside of that, there is no reason that he can't be a viable support hero. But it's just like the laning phase is so important that because Oracle is so poor, because he's so easily shoved out of lane by offlaners, because he doesn't really provide a ton of stabilizing power for your carry, it's just like hasn't been picked up because you could just get run over and lose the game instantly.
And even the things he's good at, other heroes that can do it as well.
Well, a lot of them have been banned out here. That's the problem. You got the Wyvern ban, the Dazzle ban. Shadow Demon's the other one that sort of sticks out as a possibility. But I'm trying to figure out, like, again, how you can sort of protect this DP.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, half-measure saves, right? It's like Shadow Demon Disruption is, like, kind of a save, but sometimes it's just a setup. Same goes with, like, Bane and his Nightmare.
The Enigma.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, but I think...
about garbage heroes right now.
I think LFY... I think a Razor might be. NewBee, on the other hand, just more focus on burst damage. They don't have a 4 position yet, which is probably where they're going to head to.
Is Earth Spirit still in the pool? That might be
Earth Spirit is still in the pool. Clockwork's still in the pool.
Phoenix is another classic for them. But
I've played it a couple of times here.
I think it's a little awkward, though, because I really like the Phoenix with or against the Void. But I don't think... Well, LFY could pick up the Void, possibly, but I don't think NewBee can really make that work. In part because of the... It's just a very squishy lineup, I guess, from your 2 supports. I don't know, maybe it's possible. I just oftentimes feel like you want another initiator against the Death Prophet.
And it would need to be like something out of the offlane then. And with Slardar Band, with Beastmaster Band, there's not many of those like instant initiators. You'd be like going back for a brew or something.
Surprised we didn't see.
I think that hero is kind of being addressed, so maybe it's not a good idea to open 1-2, but I do think it's a viable 3-4 pickup. Nice. Good call, Gabe.
Yep.
I think it's just that talent also just makes it look so silly whenever he goes for the dive. I don't know. It's weird though. I completely agree with you what you were saying. It's sort of they're going to need to find some other form of initiator, like a Sven or something out of the safe lane.
So if you pick up your 5 position here as LFY, then you can see NewBee's like either their offlane or safe lane, and you can get yourself a good 1v1 matchup, and run aggro. I think that would be the play right now. Because I do want you to run over the Phoenix Witch Doctor lane if possible.
I mean, if NewBee go back for some type of safe lane, all right, so that's Disruptor. He's not really that strong in lane either, though.
It's okay, right? You just got like a really strong damaging ability. But you're right, he's not going to be like a good nuking stunning hero for you. But it is good control versus the Phoenix.
10 seconds remaining.
It's dangerous for Tiny as well, because you don't want to build into BKB, because there are very few and far between disables that are good versus Tiny anymore, right? Like I was talking about how like mini stuns are good versus Tiny, right? Because long duration stuns are so garbage, right? Like Witch Doctor, Cask, and Battery Assault are better versus Tiny because at least they're always like coming up and they're always happening. Whereas like Primal Roar is like the worst shit ever versus Tiny because it just knocks it off. Doom is awful versus Tiny because it just knocks it off, right? But an AoE disable is hugely important because then you're able to get a nice, good, like the full control over the Tiny. He's not going to build BKB, so Disruptor is one of the better heroes.
Maybe gone for the Void. I thought it might have been the other way around, but
yeah,
they both play. It's another contested hero.
I mean, we do have the Phoenix. I think the Void is like a gimme. Like the combination is far too strong.
I'm wondering now if this is going to be like a KP Tiny, because they tend to leave SC's pick for last, but I guess that they could still switch it up at the end.
I'm liking the return of Morph.
Maybe it's a KP like offlane Phoenix and like some sort of weird support Tiny. I do think you're on the right track where there's like there could be something weird about this. The normal setup would be offlane KP Void and then some sort of safe lane Tiny perhaps, because I don't think you want that Tiny versus the Death Prophet. but maybe they think that Phoenix can actually rectify that lane. Maybe that's where the Disruptor and Phoenix come in, right? Is that they are both really good supports at being able to stabilize the mid lane when you are under pressure, right? So Phoenix comes in to be able to help out the Tiny or whoever is going to be mid against the Death Prophet, and which in turn, like, Disruptor is equally strong because his Q is so such good harassment.
Kaka's Phoenix does tend to play a very like roaming-oriented Phoenix as well.
5 seconds.
I remember when he was playing for some other team, it was like a long time ago, but he was like constantly winning them the game with his Phoenix in the mid lane. So I really like that idea.
That wasn't back in the days of Sunray Good Hero, was it?
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
It might have been.
So I really like this Morphling pickup. I was thinking like Razor or Lifestealer, some sort of durable core, but Morphling, he does fit the bill in durable core, but he also is a great pickup versus certain heroes, and I think Tiny is one of the better ones. You survive through the burst, and then your morph ability. There are few and far between now, like the abilities where the heroes that like, oh, morph is a great ability here. We were testing this out with Wepas last night, and we were just going over certain heroes. So pretty much any hero that has a buff that they apply to themselves is good for Morphling, because you can turn into that hero, apply it to themselves, and then keep the carry Morphling that he has. So, for example, you turn into an Ursa, pop Fury Swipes, go, right? You pop a Tiny, take a tree, turn back into the Morphling, those sort of things.
Saw that the other day.
Oh
Who
my
did
God.
that? Was that CCY that did that?
Yeah, he was,
It was,
doing
wasn't
that.
it? Yeah.
And taking over the Tiny here, it's going to be really good.
10
Turn into a
seconds
Wyvern,
remaining.
pop Arctic Burn, turn back into the Morphling. You're a flying bird.
We did make the
5
point of the
seconds
Doom.
remaining.
Yeah, but it's versus the Void, though.
Right,
It's versus the
but
Void and the
not-
Phoenix.
Oh my God, you
Good
called
against
it,
the
Paul.
Tiny.
What the hell?
Wow.
All right.
It's still garbage, but it was the right hero.
This one is questionable. Well, maybe it's good. You've got a ton of huge ultis.
It's true. Synergistic, isn't it?
LFY set themselves up, right, where they said, okay, we're going to pick this Death Prophet early, we're going to have time pushes. And now every single one of those time pushes is going to be met by a big team fight ultimate. It's kind of weird.
Look at Lyrical right
I'm
now.
just thinking.
His
I'm trying to
brain
figure
is
it out.
actually physically hurting
Right,
me right
every
now.
single time, think about this, every single time they go for an exorcism, there is no, like, the usual problem with having long cooldown team fight abilities is that you take one fight and you win it, and maybe you kill one or two heroes, but they come back and they're immediately going to put pressure on you, and you can't do anything about it. So here in this situation, every single exorcism push is going to be met by either a black hole or a chronosphere egg combination. I'm not sure if it's good, but I am going to go for LFY,
right.
but it's an interesting concept that NewBee are taking to this.
In one word, Lyrical.
I'm going to go with NewBee.
All right, okay. Split decision between. What a great draft and what a great game we've got to look forward to. Ultimates everywhere, exactly how we like it in game number 1 between LFY and NewBee.
Prepare for battle.
Yes, that is right. Two Herald casters coming at you. Looking forward to casting LFY versus NewBee here. Two great teams, of course, from China. A rematch of the recent DPL finals, the top league essentially here in China Black.
Yeah. NewBee lost to them actually twice in that tournament. LFY kicked them into a lower bracket and then beat them again in the grand final. So they should have an advantage over them here, but we'll see how it goes. I actually really like the Enigma last pick because it's one of the only things that actually prevents Morphling from using morph ability. So if he is on 400 health, he's just dead because he can't morph up. Whereas like through normal stuns, Chronosphere and stuff, you can still morph up. And that Enigma is like a hard counter to Morphling in that sense.
Okay, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, Enigma isn't really a hero. It's actually, we're going to see action right off the back here. Sand King sending it on a Tiny, holding that tree, not going to do him much good right here. The SCC is going to go down for the first blood. LFY sneaking in there on the dire side. They used the smoke, obviously, to get to that point, but man, that caught SCC off guard completely.
And NewBee was really slow to move out of base, and they got severely punished here right there. So, well played by LFY, even though it's very risky to smoke up like that, because usually there's like a Phoenix there or something that it will just unsmoke you and Phoenix dive away or Icarus dive away, and you pretty much just wasted the smoke. But this time it turns out to be quite alright for them.
I gotta say, I'm really excited to see Morphling once again. When we saw the pick happen, you know, I did a fist pump. I was like, this hero is quickly jumping up my personal tier list as far as entertaining heroes, because the idea of using that ultimate, there's just so much diversity when it comes to that ability here. So,
well, this game, if we, what does he really have? Only the Tiny tree, really.
the big thing, yeah.
So he wants to become the Tiny, get the splash attack, the bonus attack damage. That's pretty much the only thing he can really steal from enemies this game. Even though double glimpse can be quite cool too.
Yeah.
You become your own disruptor, you glimpse another
That could be fun, yeah.
Or even double Infernal Blade. It can really crush the Tiny as well.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to see what he wants to do later on.
See throughout the game right here. That's Triple C though, middle lane. You were mentioning also, we're talking about this as the draft was coming about. Tiny versus Death Prophet in the middle lane. Do you feel like Death Prophet should have a pretty good time in this lane?
DP usually, okay, old patch, when Tiny didn't have the free grab ability, DP completely crushed this lane. But we've seen Ace versus SDCC. Going on the Phoenix bottom. Yeah. Snuck in from behind on the Sand King. Well played by him. But as I was saying, we have seen this matchup before, Ace versus SCCC, and SCCC on the DP actually lost that lane to the Tiny. So it seems like the new Tiny actually has an advantage there, but we'll see how it turns out into this lane here.
Well, have to keep an eye on how that last hitting works. Obviously, the first blood potential, or the first blood that happened in favor of LFY there, specifically on that Tiny. But of course, he was able to make it back in time, so not necessarily hurting him the most, just giving that slight benefit to the other side. But KP bottom lane, he is level 2 currently, perhaps going to be hitting level 3. Yeah, no, he just hit level 2 recently, but going to be going the early Soul Ring here. What kind of build? Do you still think we're going to see that Hand of Midas build on the Enigma coming out?
Usually that's what people do, yeah. And I don't think he... I was actually always wondering whether it's the best build or not, because you have the inbuilt GPM talent at level 15. So usually what you want to do at level 15, if you go Hand of Midas, you go for the cooldown reduction, which is very beneficial later on into the game.
Yeah.
If you don't go to Hand of Midas, you actually need to go to 120 GPM, which is very hurtful later on, because you lose a lot of the cooldown reduction for your ultimate. Like Octarine Core, Refresher, you want to have the cooldown reduction.
Is just so good, and because the idea that it affects items on top of the abilities.
Yeah, it is amazing on Enigma especially.
So we'll see what KP decides to go for. Right now, obviously he's having a lot of presence from Kaka at the bottom lane as well, but as I say this, Sand King's going to summon on him. Disruptor, DDC puts Kinetic Field down, but Enigma making the play of just TPing out. Making the safe play right there, but they are clearly making a point not to let KP have anything go in this game.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the supports of Dire, what they're doing. Because this Doom is pressuring top lane a lot alone. They have to commit 3 heroes there to even stop him. And I think that's like a little bit of a waste. Phoenix doesn't really do much there, because Witch Doctor should be able to zone him out alone. But I guess he just wants to get his level up really quickly, even though I feel he would do a lot more bottom lane, because he can help the Enigma have like a really good lane.
Well, Phoenix does feel a little bit out of place right now, because he was at the bottom lane at the beginning, to be fair, but then he died, and so he figured, okay, might as well go top. So he clearly seems like he's almost lost in a sense. Maybe the middle lane, I mean, trying to help out this tiny CS CCC, taking some good damage there.
But the problem for him right now is he can't kill top lane, he can't kill bot lane, and he can't really kill mid lane either.
Yeah.
So what do you do as a Phoenix? You can't really jungle. That's also why he went top lane, to kind of just pull and get experience. But then again, the jungle creeps don't really give that much experience anymore this patch.
Well, Doom in flame, trying to get some experience at least, but Faith immediately just putting the auto attacks in as soon as he steps up a little bit. So Doom, yeah, with just Witch Doctor there is obviously having a pretty difficult time.
Yeah, Witch Doctor alone is like a very strong zoner, and most heroes can't really stand against him. And he also chose the Maledict level 2. So if he ever gets in close, he's actually in danger of dying.
Okay. Yeah, I believe Puppy's actually been doing that quite a bit for Team Secret.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of Witch Doctor recently. So.
Yeah, Yapso as well.
Yeah.
Like, whenever Secret picks it, they always go for the max Maledict, simply because of the burst damage it provides.
Ooh, Arcane Rune. Sand King's going to sit on top of it. He'll need to pick it up here because they're coming over. Or maybe not. He's going to... Okay, he did pick it up. He stunts in, and Kaka's the one that has to be a little bit careful. I'm sure he has the Icarus dive, but Faith, now Spirit Siphon onto him. There is that Icarus dive for the backline. Faith, he's trying to go the other direction. If anything, mean distraction, get some help from SCCC on the Tiny with the Avalanche, but that Spirit Siphon still on top of him, and it will be enough damage to finish him off. Super. Credit for the kill right there.
So mid lane, we actually see that the first blood for DP was really important, because it actually meant that he was winning the lane because of it, with the early 400 gold. SCC is having a really rough time now. It's going to be hard for him to recover. Just picked up his bottle though, so it's going to be full health. Bot lane, the Morphling is getting a lot more than I thought he would, because Enigma has this ability to just deny the range keep every time and basically force the wave to his tower.
Is he dead again?
They're trying to kill him, but I don't know if they can.
Clearly saw something, or he's middle lane. Meanwhile, you do see the Sun Ray on top of the Maledict. Tiny Avalanche already used the Spirit Siphon, killing him out. The Kaka's going to get turned, and Super making some super plays in the Maledict, and it's not going to be enough damage. It's level 2 as you mentioned, but not nearly enough. Back to the bottom lane. Midnight Pulse is out from KP. A lot of the trees being cleared because of that, though. Easy vision in favor of LFY. We got a 5-0 start here. Looking good for LFY early on.
But they just committed 3 heroes to kill DP, and DP actually killed 1 in return.
Yeah.
It's like a terrible thing to happen to you because you just wasted like 2 minutes of resources that, like the Doom and then, of course the bottom lane as well, took complete advantage of. So now we see like a 1k gold lead, not really that much, but when you have an Enigma, you generally have like a better early game. Doom is pretty dead.
Doom is definitely dead right here. In fact, I was just going to bring this up. Moogie assisting at least with that kill, Finn getting credit. Moogie, oh my god, look at that last hit denies right there. 35 and 25.
Yeah, he's leading the gold charts right now. Definitely doing a very good job controlling the lane. And Doom is only level 3. Got level 4 now because of the bounty room, but he's having a rough time.
Disruptor, DDC, he'll fall. SCCC realizing he has to TP out, and that proves to be the correct decision. So he'll go back to base, but obviously got the kill, and now Super heading back mid, going to continue his farm now.
I'm pretty sure DDC didn't expect to die there because most Tinies go to 1-1-3 build, but he actually went 3-1-1 on his Tiny. So his burst damage potential was a lot higher, and I think that just caught him off guard.
Okay. What about going back to Moogie here for NewBee? Again, kind of the shining star so far on the Faceless Void. What does he go this game? Is this the Yasha, early Diffusal, Manta maybe, or what's the play?
Well, Linken's is really good, and Manta's also really good because they have Doom as well as the Silence. So he will have to choose what he wants to do. But most likely though, it's going to be the Diffusal Manta build because they need more damage. If you go to Linken field, you're just more like an initiator, more like a tank.
Feels like more of an off-lane Faceless
yeah,
at that point.
You don't really deal too much damage. So I'm expecting the Manta style here for sure. Maybe followed up by the Diffusal.
They do have SCCC on Tiny. He does do some good damage, but...
Yeah. What you always want to pick up on a Void 2 though, if you want to go for the damage build, definitely the Mask of Madness. It just amplifies the damage way too much, especially with the level 15 talent. Plus 100 time lock damage. It's a lot of damage that you get.
The RNG kicking in. More attack speed means better chance for it, of course. Moogie, top lane leading the way. You see the Inflame using the Scorched Earth here to help push it out though. So he's doing his darnest and getting some levels at least.
I wonder whether we will see a rotation of Tiny coming top soon and then committing the Chronosphere to kill that Doom as well as getting the tower. Because they definitely want to get this tower and create pressure on the map so the other lanes can feel the pressure more.
Yeah. Right now, speaking of pressure, KP, he's definitely feeling a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Morph level 7.5, he's level 4 only.
Oh no.
He's actually just gonna be dead again.
Sand King trying to find him at least. There's that credit for the top lane. Doom's definitely dead. The Maledict, if anything, would have finished him off right there. Moogie, credit for the kill. They're still hunting for KP, but it seems like now he's gonna be fine. He is pushing back up though, so we'll have to continue to be careful at the bottom.
Yeah, very good rotation and very good kill as well. They forced out the rotation of the DP and he couldn't really do anything. DP wanted to TP top and commit to Exorcism to get a kill, but it didn't work out for them.
Oh, that Cassius is going to bounce back. That's all the Ancients right now. Siphon on it too. We've seen this before. It feels like Death Prophet going to finish off Faith. The heal from the Sunray, not enough from Kaka. Killing Death Prophet is a difficult task, Black.
It is very, very difficult, but at least they forced out the Exorcism for like a Witch Doctor kill, which means they can't translate into a tower kill for like another 2 minutes.
Bottom lane, Monet.
I'm a bit scared. We have seen a lot of Morphings as free farm this tournament, and he has complete free farm as well.
Lincoln Sphere going to be his first choice.
Yeah. Most Morphs go for that, yeah.
Scanning.
So Invis Tiny here. Looking to burst down someone.
Yeah, maybe not Morphling.
He can't burst down anyone right now. He definitely needs another hero to deal the damage with him.
They're coming, but they're obviously pretty far away. They can't get the greatest position like he can. He's going to pick up a tree, and he's going to be turned a little bit. SCCC. He's playing a little bit. His back flips back. There's the Sand King Pearl Strike in. The waveform through, and down goes Tiny. That seemed odd right there.
They're very curious what happened there.
Yeah.
Because he just like went in and picked up a tree, like next to 3 heroes.
It's almost as if he thought he was hidden enough for them not to see him, but obviously that wasn't the case. You see at the top lane, Doom, he's Maledict, but he doesn't really care too much. He is level 6 now, by the way, and he's going to activate the Doom right there on a Witch Doctor. I believe that should be enough damage for the kill, maybe deny if anything, but he's definitely dead. It's just a matter of looking at 9 or 9. Oh, he's going in and Flynn! Nice job! Slowing down the attack speed at least from the Faceless.
100 movement speed only because of time dilation.
And there's a time lock coming out right there.
Oh, he juked him.
Forward, he goes in the direction though, down the stairs, I should say, but Tiny cuts him off with the avalanche.
Nice.
And Moogie credit for the kill. There's the Muddicle spawns there.
Top tower is almost down, by the way, from the Radiant side. Bot tower for Dire is still at 1.1k health. And the Tiny was actually in the fog, by the way, but he took that tree, and that's what made him become visible. Because he destroyed his own fog.
And quick reactions. Okay, we've seen this before. Super. Again, he's going to get a turn kill. Now, this time he may actually fall. Yes, he will. The tree comes flying in, and SCCC. That's a 480 bounty right there.
Completely worth it. He might not actually have died if he didn't have the DD, because that tree throw really hurt with the DD. Yeah, it did like 300 damage right in his face.
He was hitting extra hard there.
Yeah. Level 4 on Phoenix, level 5.5 on Witch Doctor. Disrupt is actually almost level 6. As soon as he's level 6, they can make a massive play. Bot tower is getting pressured, but Enigma is very good at defending towers with the Midnight Pulse, of course.
Yeah. Zanking, though, wrapping around again. KP, though, you could just tell how tense he is right here for good reason. He's just constantly falling back. Chris dive in.
Yeah, he got the Midas queued up, by the way. We spoke about it.
Yep.
So he's gonna opt for the cooldown reduction talent. DP has ultimate up. He should be trying to join his team soon to get a tower kill or a good team fight for them. Because you don't want to sit on Exorcism off cooldown for too long. You should always try to spend your ultimate.
Yeah.
He has also Black Hole available, so a kill on this Morphling is very easy if they catch him before he uses Morph.
There's a Chronosphere top lane, Zanking and Morphling porting in. He's going to kill Tomb, but at what cost now for Moogie? It looks like it's going to be at nothing. Again, the Muddy Golden spawns of the Doom right there, but Moogie just walks it off, and Zanking, the only one there. Obviously, Morphling canceled. Stays at the bottom lane instead. And it's not going to work out.
They're going to get a top tower for this as well. So, very good Chronosphere. Getting an important kill as well as a tower. Actually getting denied.
Well played by Alfu, but now he could be in trouble. There's that time dilation slow, the Sun Ray just spamming through him, and yeah, will come at a cost for him, so probably not worth it, you think?
Not worth it at all, I think. Yeah, it's very bad if that kind of thing happens. At the same time, the Enigma denied the bottom tower as well. Item pickups. Doom is very poor.
Not a successful game for Jim. Obviously, he needs some kind of initiation. I mean, right now he's going for the earlier on drums.
Yeah. DP picked up Yules. And Morphling needs another 2,000 for his Lincoln Sphere. And Enigma's just going to sit bottom now and farm his Midas. He needs to catch up. Because Enigma is actually the core hero at this game to shut down the Morphling. If they don't have the Enigma Black Hole, they can't really kill this Morphling efficiently.
How about this, by the way? SCCC on Tiny, going to be going the Blink Dagger. Now, that feels so weird to suggest that's an odd pickup, but we'll hold that thought because top lane Moogie. He is going to be fine for now. Doom does have the ultimate, trying to get it off on him, it looks like. Initially, time to coming out there. It's the Doom effect finally going to be used. Satchel also assisting this Sunray. They'll plenty of damage in flame. He could be tied, but at least they're going to get the kill on the Faceless Void. And Phoenix going in with the ultimate. Not going to be enough. Too much auto attack damage. Monet helps to finish off the job there. So good dive at the top lane in favor of LFY.
Yeah, Void and Phoenix a bit too aggressive. They wanted to bully out the Zanking on the lane again because they didn't want the support to just take the lane for free. And Enigma pressuring bottom tower right now. We were speaking about the Blink Dagger on Tiny. It is a bit odd. Well, it's not really odd. But people say it's odd because he usually wants to go Shadow Blade because the dust duration obviously is impacted by the status resistance, so it only lasts like 6-5 seconds.
Yeah.
And the Blink Dagger in general, I think, is very good if you have enough damage on your team, which they should with the Enigma, Witch Doctor, as well as the Void and Phoenix, 4 very high damage heroes. So him going more of like a Space Creator kind of build is very good, especially because he had a rough laning phase. So I really like his choice. We'll see whether it pays off or not, though.
Yeah. 2,000 gold saved up. They're putting a lot of pressure on the tier 1 tower. Definitely going to kill it. Yep. As you see the Radiant side LFY, they're more in the top lane right now. Getting some pretty aggressive vision up there, I see, in that dire jungle.
Well, they also traded for the top tier 1 tower. And I think it's better for NewBee to trade because late game it's very scary to team fight against them. With the Enigma BKB, Black Hole as well as Refresher, if it ever reaches that point, it's going to be very rough to team fight them. So trading right now, I think, benefits NewBee more than LFY.
LFY, obviously they know Phoenix is here, spamming out that Sun Ray. Is Kaka, but...
They also got Exorcism, but he doesn't want to commit it before he reaches level 12 because he's almost level 12.
Okay.
He's like a couple of creeps, and you really don't want to use the ultimate level 1 there.
Ooh, bottom lane. Alpha Stun's coming out on the Sand King. He hides in the Sandstorm, helping a little bit, but only enough to stay alive, it looks like. Another waveform in response from Monet as he ports in. KP's definitely going to fall right there. Maybe kill Tiny as well, probably Spirit Siphon. That's all 5 heroes here in favor of LFY. Sand King manages to stay alive throughout it as well against that tree grab throw, so 2 for nothing turn.
And again, the Sand King, just like a top lane, he baited 2 heroes to go on him, and then both of them got punished and got killed. So the Sand King's actually like not doing a lot himself, but he's kind of just like being the bait.
Yeah.
Like twice already. It's their Afu there, huh?
Afu's been fun to watch, man. I remember him being a standout player at the at TI7, of course.
Yeah, TI was doing really well. Faceless Void almost has a Shadow Blade, by the way. It's another 40 gold.
Okay.
So going more into that physical damage void instead of the tank initiator kind.
So yeah, going that route though, over, you know, as we're talking about something like the Manta diffusal direction as far as big damage output. So is it just kind of a preference thing, or is there a fault over one over the other, or what?
I mean, it's a preference thing for sure. But
jeez, that stack.
LFY is smoking right now. They might catch this void here actually.
Uh-oh.
They don't know he has a Shadow Blade though. They have no sentry wards.
Slips back.
Nah, they have no sentry wards. They can't kill him.
Yeah, he's going to hide in this Shadow Blade, isn't he? Sand King, meanwhile, dies elsewhere.
Yeah.
And he'll be fine, you're right.
No more baiting for you when your team is not there.
Yeah.
They're going to commit the Exorcism bottom, maybe. Yeah, they will. They do have a Chronosphere, though, to respond to this. And LFY have no save for this DP. Disruptor ult was spent already.
This could get scary. TP coming in from Phoenix.
It looks like they're just giving up the tower then.
Yeah, they're not going to defend at this point now. Invulnerability, maybe they are. Urn goes up on a Faceless Void. He's got that Chronosphere ready to go, as you're talking about. He's thinking about going in Sunray. Uh-oh, poorly. He puts himself on the cliff. That was not a good plan. And out comes the Time Dilation as well as the Mountain. Going to be stunned as well. The Lincoln Spear actually stopped that. Dive Strike, pushback. Super Beam all of a sudden runs out, gets a couple of kills right there on a Phoenix being one of them. The Chronosphere does come out, but he's just too damn tanky. They can't kill him up there either. He waveforms away. So let's call it the plan all along for LFY.
What do we Heralds know, man? That was like a divine play right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, literally just waved up and baited everyone to hit him, and it literally didn't do anything.
Worked.
Yeah. He's half health still.
Because, like, obviously, a lot of their damage, Faceless Void, and even Tiny Tunics, they couldn't really do the best damage on him up there.
The only way to really kill him there is the Phoenix Sunray, but Phoenix got taken down by DP instantly. Without the Phoenix there, they can't take the fight at all. They even wasted Chronosphere as well, so it's going to be on cooldown for another 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And LFY is looking really good here.
That they are, and I saw that stack there on the dire side on the right.
That's for the Tiny. Yeah.
That was for that's for Tiny. I mean, it's still there. Obviously, LFY knows it's there too. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to make a play for that, because that's quite a bit of gold.
Well, the thing is, they can't really clear it. They would have to like, commit DP ult for that, and you don't really want to do that for a stack, of course. Okay. Maybe if there's a team fight nearby, and you win the team fight, you kind of go there after that. But they don't really have anyone that can clear Ancients too efficiently.
True. We got Morphling. Of course, Lincoln's has been finished. Saw pop last fight. He's going the Ethereal Blade. So sticking to that old school build when he finds Kaka, by the way. Icarus died, though. Is he going in? Maybe he can morph and then dive in himself? No.
Could have. He wasn't range to do it. Yeah.
I would have done that. Would it worked? I don't know.
Yeah, you would have done that, and you would have killed him probably.
All right. That was a pretty good thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Sand King going in. Enigma. Going to be followed up by Doom right here. He does not have his ultimate. KP does have a black hole, but I was going to say, no, he's using it right here. He decides to use it. We'll look at the turn kill on a Doom. It's not going to be enough damage. That seems so risky. I mean, it did not work out.
Committing the black hole there is fine if a teammate actually comes and helps him, but there was no one to be seen. And Doom is just way too tanky at that point. Chrono on cooldown for another 7 seconds, by the way. Disruptor invisible. They're going to get one kill here.
Moogie, that would be a prime kill. This time they do have the vision. Spirit Siphon on top. Crooksturn going through, and everything else to follow to finish him off, actually. Witch Doctor gets out in time. Yules, no, could not get the vision.
So close. By the way, they also de-warded the wall with the Sentry Ward they killed the Faces Void with, so that was really unlucky. And they just placed it too.
Yeah. Unfortunate there for NewBee. Kind of continues. Seems to be a theme right now in this game for LFY's favor. 5,000 net worth lead. Top lane, Doom. Witch Doctor going to initiate. Not the best support nearby. Death Ward. I mean, that's not going to do a lot of damage, though.
We spoke about NewBee in the group stage being like somewhat disconnected, and it seems to be following the same trend here. They go in 1 by 1 and just try to make their like own solo queued plays, and doesn't really work out so far.
I noticed on the mini-map, I was like, okay, somebody's kind of almost nearby, but he just went in way early as if he could almost get the solo kill. But as we saw there, so it wasn't even close. Making it happen.
DP actually went for a Rod of Atos.
Oh, yeah.
Quite good against the Faces Void, of course, because he can't jump out of it. But it's an odd item choice for the DP. Of course, gives health, so it's quite good for you to tank up. We'll see.
It's the idea of like what could he have gone instead, right? You kind of always play that comparison. By the way, off move middle lane, big two-man pro start to start things off. Witch Doctor definitely in trouble. At least Faceless Void, he'll be able to time walk away. The center not only doing the greatest, eventually gets him a little bit of damage because of the glimpse back. The Doom applied immediately, and the finish on a Faceless Void. He's dead for 50. This is an easy Roshan kill here.
And they're just getting outplayed really hard. Like they're never in position, and they never expect LFY to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So LFY is just always much faster than they are, and they just can't respond to it at all. NewBee can.
That's, like I said, the transition seems almost just so fluid there for LFY. Yeah, this is clearly, I mean, this is only game number 1, so let's not overreact, but game number 1 right now is just being, I don't want to say dominated, but looking very good for LFY.
Well, that being said, Daya does have a good comeback lineup. They have 3 massive teamfight AoE ultimates.
Okay.
And it's definitely possible.
The Blink's coming for Enigma.
Yeah.
Gonna buy it right here. So
now it
kind
just
of
needs
an all-in build.
BKB and Refresher. Then we got a really late game build.
How about that BKB? Can he be stopped? I don't think so.
Yeah, the Doom only.
Okay, so Doom, yeah.
Or either Doom or DP Ultimate kills him during the black hole, because DP Ultimate can deal a lot of damage quickly if you don't have any armor.
KP, nearby, does have some support. Doom is coming over. No ultimate for him, but KP the Infernal Blade auto attack. Scorchers is down, so is Midnight Pulse. KP setting up a turn, Malphus stunts, dealing issue to the Doom right there. But Phoenix gonna go down the back lines to Death Prophet, and they also do take out the Enigma and the Yang. Great team support yet again. We're seeing that so often here in game number 1 for LFY.
You see what I mean, right? It's like, really, like, why are those 2 heroes there alone?
Yeah.
They can't kill anyone, and
Radiant's middle tower
I'm just a bit baffled by like, what's going on. Yeah, the newbie decision making right now is really off.
Dire's top tower.
They need to calm down and kind of just recollect themselves. So meanwhile, we see the Faces Void farming the stack over the Tiny actually.
Oh, is he really? Okay.
Yeah.
So Tiny's Tiny, to be fair, is he's ahead of Faceless Void right now. I mean, they're basically tied when it comes to net worth.
He's going for Manta Star first, by the way, on Tiny. Something we've seen more and more recently. I don't know whether I'm a big fan of it or not.
Yeah.
I think the Saint Joshua usually is better, but I do assume they have a silence and you can Manta dodge a glimpse.
Yeah.
Manta dodging glimpse is fun. The Disruptor is mad every time.
He thinks he has it, it's like, nope.
Yep. And
that's a dodge.
Sometimes you even commit your Disruptor ult on top of it, and if you Manta dodge it, like,
that's
amazing.
That's frustrating for Disruptor.
Yeah, that's like a Crusader play.
It seems like a lot of these plays have been happening too for LFY without Monet on Morphling. He's kind of just been quietly farming. He's been involved in some, obviously, but overall, he's having a very good farm time. 13,000 net worth right now.
I mean, we say that, but he's actually part of 50% of the kills.
He's 5-0-5, you're right. KP on the other hand, 0-5-0.
Even if finished the Morph now, by the way, he can pretty much solo kill anyone except the Tiny. Tiny won't die, everyone else will die.
Mookie clearing up some Ancients right here. Only the single set.
Smoke play again.
Moving over.
While Morphing shows top to make it less obvious.
Oh god, they're wrapping around. They know. They know they're in the area, it feels like.
NewBee really needs to get one really good team fight off. With one good Black Hole or one Chronosphere, it can turn the entire fight, especially that they're fighting without Morphing that has the Aegis. So if they get caught with 4 heroes, their only Morphing can't connect and they can take a massive team fight there.
If they connect, it's right here. I mean, that's obviously Morphling pushing out the top lane, but not going to find their chance at this point, at least. Again, the Aegis still up.
Yeah, at this point, it's very obvious that the whole Radiant team is in the Dire jungle because Morphling is pushing up so aggressively top. So they're just going to take their tower. Of course, no trade for NewBee. They are way too far behind right now to be out on the map that far.
Middle lane, Tiny, going to be stunned, but there's that resistance coming into play.
While I'm stunned for half a second.
Walks away.
Yep.
No chance there, really. But the top tier, too. Again, if you're LFY, you're still overall pretty happy with what's going on here. 9,000 net worth lead now. But it keeps going back to you. The Wombo combo, the ultimate synergy's there. One big team fight. NewBee's right back in this game. So
it might be threatening high ground here.
And this is where things could get interesting. There's the Manta, taking off the Ethereal Blade.
I'm surprised he wanted to go for the Tiny. Because there was a Phoenix right behind him. He could have actually bursted him. And he does not have a buyback. That means they actually just get the Rex there for free.
They choose not to go too deep. I mean, is this a mistake for LFY, you think? Not really kind of forcing the issue? But
they don't have to force it. If they can contain them in the base, it's just as good. But I think just, you know, kind of forcing them all back because the Enigma is still pushing out bottom lane. He should never be able to do that alone like that. Either you set up for a kill on Enigma or you pressure in top lane. You have to do one or the other.
Monet just waveforming in, clearing out a little more creep wave. There's a BKB purchase by Death Prophet.
Yeah, well, they were just waiting for the BKB then maybe, because they still have Aegis for a while, and well, DP level 18 doesn't really sound realistic until Aegis runs out, so...
What is she now? 17? She just hit it.
Just hit it, yeah.
Yeah, probably not going to be a little bit longer than they would like, so, but that BKB just about there. And that perhaps going to be the key for LFY to really try to push something.
It looks like they just want to use this Aegis to kind of contain the enemy and become bigger themselves. 8k lead right now, and if they successfully contain the enemy, it will grow by around like 1,000 per minute-ish.
Okay.
So if they do it for like 10 minutes, of course the gold is going to be like 20k. And NewBee, it's on NewBee to find a way out of that.
But NewBee does have a couple of Hanamiduses. Obviously, Phoenix even just got his. Enigma's had his for a while, so they have that recovery in a sense. Of, or at least ideally trying to keep up if that's going to be the game plan.
NewBee's never really out of this game simply because they have Enigma and Face's Void. If they combo well together, the Midnight Pulse is percentage based and deals pure damage. That means pretty much any hero can lose half health if they combo well. And it doesn't matter how fat the enemy team is.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Morphling yet do any tricky morph plays either.
No, we have
Ultimate.
The only thing he took so far was Enigma once to Malefice him.
Okay.
Pretty much it, yeah. He could actually take the Tiny Illusion, I think, and become the big Tiny 2 just to grab the tree, but he hasn't done that yet.
Oh, that actually works?
It works.
You can use it on the Illusion. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if he... I mean, okay, I stopped myself. I'm sure he knows that, but... Yeah, I can't say I was aware of that, actually.
Well, you could at first. Maybe they patched it out. Well, I'm not
now you're second-guessing yourself.
I'm not entirely sure myself, but I'm definitely sure that you could do it. And I don't see the reason why not, because the old replica can do it as well.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see if that comes into play.
Yeah, but as I said, the first patch when Morph was just changed, you could do it. So I don't see why they would patch it out.
Yeah.
Because it actually makes no sense to patch it out.
Fair enough. Aegis, of course, has despawned.
But maybe he hasn't watched CTY when he took the Tiny with the tree.
Well, that tells me that he knows about that.
Yeah, he should.
Probably.
By the way, you could also just take your own Doom when you're level 20 and just eat creeps. Get 150 bonus gold every time.
Why not? Sure. What's the cooldown on Morph again?
40 seconds.
Looking at 40 seconds, yeah.
Which is like the cooldown of Devour as well. So.
And what's the other level 20 talent? Because I know we talked about that, being able to use it on allies.
The duration goes up by 15.
Okay, the 15 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not very good for carry morphing because you want to have your main attribute and you want to be dishing out those adaptive strikes and waveforms.
Yeah, makes sense. And especially with like taking over Tiny. On the other side, you're essentially just using for the auto attacks anyways, the tree grab, which goes a lot quicker. So stop playing KP. Easy going in. Black hole. Yeah, Morphus mentioned. Sunray on top. Is this enough damage for the kill? No, it's not. The 2 comes out. KP, he's going to be turned. The idea was there, but NewBee just not enough damage. He had to be about 5% health, I want to say.
Yeah, he had 100 health left.
Oh, man.
And now they expanded Black Hole for nothing.
Yeah.
And this is very rough. I think they're going to go high ground now.
Faith is dead too. That's going to be another kill. So
they're going to go high ground, level 3 DP ult as well.
No buyback on Faith. They do have one Enigma, but as you pointed out, he does not have a Black Hole. Yeah. So really, Midnight Pulse and Malefice is all he brings.
I wonder whether he's going to try to find the Tiny and pick 3, because that melts Rex really fast.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even look like they want to defend. SSC looks like he's in a position to trade rather, but he's way slower than the Radiant team.
He's doing it. I mean, he's trying.
There's no way he can trade against those heroes.
It's one of those, like, are they really going to be able to defend here, though? So
definitely not.
Enigma's up, just about, as the old Phoenix. That was a little scary.
Well, Ultimate had to be wasted back in the base, though. So another huge team when Ultimate's gone. They're setting up on Tiny bot lane as well.
They're going in down there. Doom looks like he's going to be jumping onto the Tiny. He's going to go for the TP out. Flips back, though. No chance for SCCC. He's just going to do as much damage as possible to the tower, distract him, but Monet will get the last hit right there with the adaptive strike and just push out the bottom lane now. So, as you pointed out, I mean, there was never going to be a trade there, essentially. Yeah. But really, was that a wrong decision? Because, again, were they really going to defend that?
Well, it wasn't a wrong decision. It was more like he overstayed his welcome a little bit. Because you want to do it, but you don't want to die.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the Rex is down, you need to get out of there because they have the Disruptor and he will punish you for it. And something a lot of people also don't mention is Doom is quite bad against Tiny because it gets removed so fast by the status resistance, right?
Okay.
Like 6 seconds, but it's also pretty good because the Infernal Blade, the duration does not get reduced. So you technically reduce 20% of the max health of Tiny, which is a lot. He has 2.6k health right now, so 20% of that is like 400, 500, 525.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm at A. What do I know?
Wait, 2.6k. I'm going to do this math really quick. 500, 600.
It's never a good idea to do math live on stream like this. But
650. 650.
Okay,
all right,
so
there we got it.
We'll just do on that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage, just the point. Witch Doctor, that's an easy kill.
Yeah. Easy kill there. Got shotgun. Not even shotgun. He just got adaptive strike. Struck. That's a struck.
No, that's not it. Level 20, by the way, on Morphling. He actually chose to get the 15-second duration, I noticed. So, doing that over the allies. He figures that probably Tiny's going to be his big target anyways. Oh, no, Kaka thought he could get away. He could not. The Yule throws him up, and that's an easy kill. GDC credit.
I mean, at this point, it's really desperation by NewBee because the only thing they can do is split. They can't teamfight them as well anymore. And what LFY is just waiting for right now is the Aegis cheese, go high ground, finish the game. That's their game plan. And NewBee, if they can get like an amazing 3-4-man black hole there, they can turn the fight around. But getting that is going to be hard. But it's the only chance they have right now.
Exactly. It obviously they're in a very tight spot, and when it comes to strategies when you're down 13,000 net worth, it's going to be some desperate plays, but you gotta make those plays to try to somehow come back into the game. So gonna try for that. Tiny Lincoln Sphere coming along. 2,000 gold saved up, so he actually almost has it, but he goes back. Is that really an item that's going to change things?
Not really.
Yeah. Wait, Student dead?
No.
Yeah, no, that's not even enough. Oh, he's a satyr too, so that regen's pretty ridiculous.
But again, why does he just go in there alone? It feels like...
Yeah, like what's the point?
Yeah,
right?
why?
A little bit of tilt, you think?
I really don't know. Because usually NewBee's always on... Like, team play was their biggest trait they had. And this game, they seem so disconnected. It's actually... I wonder what happened there. Because during the group stage, it was the same thing. But as DDC just said in the interview, they kind of like need to individually readjust.
Yeah.
And maybe they're like in that phase right now where they're trying to figure out what's actually the best thing to do for them.
A new patch. Do you think that could have shaken things up? I mean, some teams react different than others, right?
New patch for sure, but it shouldn't impact your team play, right?
Fair, yeah.
Because you're still the same players, you're still the same people. Both teams actually smoking up. They're just going to clash right here.
Here we go. Big chance actually for NewBee if they can get their wombo combo going out. Doom jumps at the back line. He tuned up somebody back there. Making sure that would be the Phoenix action for those Supernova. From him, the S-Blade to finish him off as well. He's dead for 55 seconds. He loses the structure, but it seems like so far LFY definitely winning this fight. NewBee's all about running away. The black hole coming out from KP, but it's just not going to be enough follow-up damage. He's going to fall, and that could be the end. Indeed it is. GG, well played. Game 1. Going to LFY.
It was never going to happen. They needed like a perfect 3-4-man chronosphere as well as black hole. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, but that's what you have to do. Like a perfect Phoenix egg on top and like a Sunray afterwards. Yeah. You have to like hit every ultimate perfectly, and it was never going to happen because LFY is way too high class of a team.
Morphling, man. Is this a, you know, I was talking with Blitz last night about this, so we were kind of just having some fun in the conversation, but he did like an overreaction of like, okay, let's not people overreact on the idea of Morphling, because obviously we saw CTY play it. We saw somebody else play it yesterday. That was impressive. We saw this one here from Monet. What do you think, though? Is this, I mean, you said it going in, you expect this to be a pretty big hero. Do you think that he is a really strong hero, actually?
I mean, it is a really strong hero, as I said before, and he even got buffed after I said that. And I don't want to say Monet played a bad Morphling. He played a really good Morphling, but he didn't explore the ultimate at all this game. So for me,
yeah, everyone's strong and it's a new patch and everyone has yet to figure things out and everyone's good. So yeah, like the teams he said were good was like, oh, Mineski won a minor and like of course Liquid and VP, but other than that, he didn't really say anything about anyone. But what he did say is that we're still trying to figure out the patch. Yeah. We're still experimenting, and that is what Game 1 was, in a way, right?
Yeah, well, it was a heavy experimentation,
I don't think that was like the first time they've ever run something like that. But I do think that this is definitely something that is new and has not been really fleshed out all the way. So.
All right, heading to draft number 2, and we've got identical
10
bands.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, did they take out the I think they took the Beastmaster out in the second phase last time. LFY.
Oh, I thought they took it out in first, but
you know what I want to do?
What did they take out instead?
Not really sure.
Yeah, these are the same.
I want to get I want to see SEC do one of those interviews, but after he's had a few drinks. Because I know he's a military man, and military loves its alcohol, so I'm sure he would be a lot more forthcoming. If we just put a few drinks in him.
He was very forthcoming about himself. Like that little thing where he's like, it breaks your heart to see somebody else win. That's like, he just doesn't want to flame, you know? He's a nice boy. Can you say?
Yeah, but you know if you put some alcohol in him, he's gonna throw down some things.
Oh God, they're doing it. They're going in.
Oh my God.
They decided to take it.
Okay, well, we discussed this in the first game. For those at home that have just joined us, how do we get here? Look, we'll just explain why we said they wouldn't go with the Oracle.
Well, we talked about it as like the laning issue was the problem Cap had with it. I liked it last game because I felt like there was a lot of magical damage that was coming out already from NewBee, and it was LFY that we were talking about taking it. It's Fatix amazing against that. And I'm not sure if it's really the pick here. Taking it this early on, I mean, there's a lot of heroes that just kind of destroy Oracle, and you can run them over. And
Cap's lost it. Cap's like, I'm done. Get me out of here.
Dude, NewBee literally just looked at it and said, like, LFY left the Wyvern out there. That must be the hero we shouldn't pick. And then went for Oracle instead. They're like, gotcha. You thought we were going to take Wyvern, but Oh,
God, what is this game going to be?
Oh. Sand King do Sven.
It's going to be a tough game for NewBee. That's what it's going to be.
Already. They haven't even picked fifths of their team.
LFY.
Okay, so Dusa is one of those traditionally like really good heroes against Death Prophet, because in the mid lane, for example, the Snake works very well because Death Prophet doesn't really want to approach into the Dusa to be able to get the Spirit Drain, because the Snake will bounce onto him after hitting the melee creeps and do a lot of damage, give mana back to the Dusa, just make her tankier in general. And then on top of that, great hero to stand in front of towers. Hard for you to be able to run a Death Prophet Exorcism push strategy when the Death Prophet's standing there saying you have to go through me first. So Dusa ends up being a great pickup despite it being so early. It does kind of set the tempo and counters one of the big cores here of NewBee. So it's acceptable, even though traditionally you do not want to see this hero on the 1-2.
The other thing that I'm seeing...
Binge bans?
Well, anti-mage is because of the Dusa. You don't want to get the mana drain and have to deal with that. Venge, I guess it's mainly because position 1 combo together with Dusa, it's a ridiculous amount of damage. And then basically, you know, you can pump her up, you're able to save her if things go wrong. The thing that I'm really worried about, though, is that if you look at NewBee's draft, it's going to be about saving the Death Prophet, but they have a Sand King who's really great at being able to find, if you have vision of him, disable the Oracle and blow him up really quickly. And then you're sort of left with this thing like, all right, am I going to save myself as Oracle, or am I going to save the DP? And I think LFY can build into more burst damage here as well.
I just gone.
I believe NewBee should try and play super fast this game. Nyx Assassin, sure, that's acceptable, whatever. Great 4 position against the Dusa. But they gotta play a really fast game here, and have a lot of mobility to be able to get to the back line, because the last thing you want to do is just 5-man into the Dusa straight up. So you gotta get some high mobile blinking heroes that shove out lanes, that sort of thing.
NewBee's
You're really frustrated with this.
Silence.
No, I mean, I'm okay with
Maybe
it.
I get the sense that you're really annoyed.
No, I'm not annoyed. I just thought it was funny that they picked the Oracle when it was so clearly like the Wyvern was given out there by LFY. They're like, we're going to ban the Beastmaster this time. Wyvern's out there. And NewBee's like, no,
Yeah.
we don't want it.
It's a bait.
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
I mean, I think Oracle can work. He got a little bit of love for his talents. I think that there's like a Fate's Edict cooldown one, which could be pretty effective against Medusa if you can get to those levels. Because, you know, you get the disarm on her. It's a little bit annoying to deal with. But at the end of the day, it's all these like little gimmicky things, right? It's things that feel like you're not... Maybe that's where you have the strong, you know, backbone of the Death Prophet who's able to carry you through it. But it's going to be a lot upon DP to carry this one. And not exactly even sure really what it is that Mugi needs to go for here. Because he needs something big that's quick. I like Sven again, maybe.
I mean, I would say pick up their offlaner now, but unless they feel like maybe PL or something, I don't know what else is in danger of being banned by LFY. Their strategy so far. Bat Rider. That is... I think that's okay. It does... It's pretty mobile. It gives you information. The danger is that potentially you're going to be looking at a situation where you're going for a single target pick that turns into global silence and then Sand King counter initiating on you. So it is going to be a bit dangerous game for NewBee in that regard. LFY's lineup is pretty slow with this silencer. Like between the Dusa and the silencer, like you're not the most active support nor the most active core. So it is possible that NewBee can just run you over here. They could definitely snowball this game. But they have to have a carry that actually ends the game for them. So you either need a carry that you feel counters the Dusa adequately, or you counter the timing of these heroes, and you just give yourself a lineup that pushes high ground fast. Like, you know, Joe Ranger or Terrorblade or something.
CK scares me right now also if I'm NewBee. So many times you can just like armlet, get into a blink dagger at a decent time and blow somebody up, and that will kill DP very quickly. And while there is save, like, I don't know, Oracle isn't going to be enough. There's no way that they're going to have enough heals to keep him alive if CK reality rifts DP and keeps her under fire for a couple hits. So, again, it's like you're in this awkward situation. Maybe you could take like an Ursa or something for NewBee. I don't know. A Roche-taking hero would be good. Something that you can take Roche so you don't have to use Exorcism for it. But then you're running like Safeway and Ursa too.
LFY's turn to pick.
All their offlane has been banned. Because Clock's not good this game. Doom's been banned. And Tidehunter is out.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird one. Maybe they could go like Legion. Oh, there's Clock.
So they're going to run Clock against... I don't think Death Prophet particularly cares about Clock too much. Bat Rider doesn't really care. I guess it's good for just getting to the backline. And honestly, you just needed a faster pace hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Unless, and like, nobody really feels that like Earthshaker offlane is that strong. So there are very few offlaners left that would have taken that kind of tempo to the game. You have to just have an offlaner that is very self-sufficient and can fight early.
Whoa.
Okay, Monkey King has been frequently picked up against Chaos Knights, and it is a faster hero. I'm okay with NewBee's lineup, actually.
Okay, so it rescued itself a little bit.
I still think that LFY is going to take this one. I think that they have the vision to find the Oracle, and if they find the Oracle, then that's going to be the end of the fight pretty much. So I'm taking LFY.
I like the concept of Monkey King, Death Prophet together. I'm actually going to go NewBee this game.
Interesting, considering after 2 picks, his head nearly fell off and exploded. But nevertheless, have they rescued their draft? Have they rescued their match? Let's find out as we head into game number 2.
All right, LFY, they looked very good. They're in game number 1 here against NewBee. NewBee trying something a little bit different. Kinda. They're going with the Death Prophet. It's been a popular hero. You were talking about that in this tournament. They throw the Oracle flair in there a little bit, though. Lyrical kind of calling that one, so.
Yeah, Oracle being picked first 2 is very interesting.
Okay, that's one way to put it.
Haven't seen it a lot, and when we have seen it, it was more of this like really OP era of the hero.
Yeah.
It can definitely work. They have a strong lineup. Monkey King last pick, of course, to hard counter the CK. Once he gets his Battle Fury up, CK is going to have a very hard time actually killing him inside of the ultimate. So I think NewBee has a pretty good lineup. So does LFY. So 5-5. I don't really give anyone a draft advantage here. So.
All right.
But if it goes like last game, LFY really just outplayed them completely. They out-tempoed them. So let's hope NewBee can kind of recoup.
That's the game plan here, if you're NewBee. And obviously a much better team than what we saw in that first game. It's one of those series, too, where, you know, don't overthink the first game. The best of teams that's happened to them before.
Yeah, you can always come back. You win a second game, can win a third game.
Yeah.
But I think NewBee do have the faster lineup this game. They do need the level 6 on Nyx and Bat to get really active. But once that actually happens, it's going to be quite easy to overrun the LFY lineup, I think. Because Silencer is very easy to catch out of position. Then once you don't have the global silence, then you can't really kill a DP. Yeah. Because you can't silence the Oracle, you just ult her, of course. So I think they have a lot of good and nice ways to play around the LFY lineup. But so does LFY, as I said. Oh, it's going to be coming down to outplays, positioning.
So try to be fast and furious if you're NewBee.
Basically. As you know, Dom.
Hopefully they're Vin Diesel fans.
Dom, I'm Dom.
Yeah, you are Dom. Yeah.
I'm Dom. Hey, Dom.
Have you seen every single Fast and Furious movie?
I have.
That's
but only because he's named Dom.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I only watch because of the name.
Do you feel good that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what matters, I guess.
Wouldn't you like to watch your own name,
30 seconds.
Dom is pretty furious.
I've watched every Nicolas Cage movie because his name is Nicholas and it's my name, so.
Yeah, see?
I see what you're saying now.
Exactly, yeah. Makes sense, right?
All right, we're getting off track here. Anyways, Monkey King's interesting to me. You mentioned the idea of the Battle Fury, you know, good against Chaos Knight. Also a defusal option for the Medusa.
Yeah.
So
he's going to go into both, probably. Like Battle Fury, BKB, defusal, something like that. His damage up is very high.
Bat Rider. KP, is he dead right here? Very likely, actually.
He's very cocky.
Yeah, he's dead. That's going to be first blood. DDC picks it up, and similar to last game, first blood in favor of LFY, right?
And -2.
There you go. The intelligence, a little bit smarter.
Or
his silencer
a little bit more stupid.
A little dumber, on the other side.
But
that's
yeah, I think he wanted to like get into the jungle and kind of pull the creep wave away. And didn't expect 3 heroes there, I guess. That was... It's rough for him though.
Yeah.
His lane's going to be very hard now.
So Medusa going to have to deal with this Nyx Assassin. Again, this was a second pick Medusa. There's reasons why you don't second pick a Medusa.
Yeah.
This is kind of one of them, right? Where NewBee fit in that Nyx Assassin just
Nyx
nicely.
Assassin is a super hard counter to Medusa for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't generally want to go for BKB or Medusa, but this game might be a game where he has to go BKB.
Okay.
Both the Spike Carapace as well as the Mana Burn, of course.
A Lincoln's doesn't really take care of that.
No, it doesn't, because you still have the split shot, especially 25 with like a Mjolnir. Lightning is always going to hit the Nyx and you're going to get stunned for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't want to get perma-stunned for like 5 seconds. Not cool.
We'll see the progress of Medusa throughout this game, but early on in the laning phase, a lot of pressure coming out for SCCC, but you see the returning favor from Super, so a lot of back and forth damage. Top lane, just saying hello.
Medusa doesn't really lose the lane to anyone. The hero is kind of just like 5-5ing at least. It's a very strong mid hero right now in this patch. So it's completely fine to first 2 pick him. As I said, not a lot of heroes counter him in the lane.
Bottom lane, you have Monkey King. Not free farming down here, but probably going to be getting some good farm, I would think. He's 5-2 right now. Clockwork, of course, doing his best to harass. Going up against that Oracle support. So Oracle, I mean, again, on paper, to me, I've always suggested Oracle feels like overall a very strong support in that somewhat high skill cap too, because using everything together with the Purifying Flames to heal, also deal damage. I mean, his skill set actually, he could do a lot, basically, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Do you think Oracle is underrated maybe because of that, or is there a weakness that really stands out to you?
I've seen really good Oracle players, and they just completely demolished my team. It's not only that you can save your teammates with the Fates edit, you can also put it on enemy heroes so they don't attack anymore.
Yeah.
The New King is really important if you don't heal the enemy. there's a lot of good stuff that you can do with it.
Really with it, yeah.
We'll see right here that and just
Purifying Flames level 1 even.
Well,
it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, but that was mainly Monkey King with the once he got the Jingu Mastery stacks up. There was a small mistake by Clock. And yeah, well, DP can't really fight Medusa through the mana shield.
No.
Have to be a bit careful.
Here's that Ring of Aquila.
Yeah,
Finished
Medusa's
on
getting
him.
a bit low actually. Not Medusa, I mean DP. Gotta be a bit careful.
And then there's Chaos Knight at the top lane, of course, having a very good time. 13 and 9 now.
Yeah, usually his item build is going Treads into Midas into an Armlet. We'll see whether he goes for the Midas this game because it's very slow and they already have a Medusa. So I wouldn't suggest the Midas.
So I need something that comes online a little quicker. Getting that Armlet basically.
Just getting Armlet first, yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense here. See how that progress looks. Bottom lane, it seems like Clockwork playing pretty aggressive, pulling the creep wave even against Fate, though the Courier flying on by. Not going to be able to do anything against that though, but
taking a lot of damage from that Oracle. Gotta be a bit careful.
Almost as good as me.
yeah, and Flame is definitely playing pretty manly down here at the bottom lane. Of course, he did die not too long ago. To keep that in mind, but you're pretty certain that we're going to see the Battle Fury build on Monkey King.
I think
just makes sense
he has to because otherwise he can't deal with the CK at all. And picking the Monkey into a CK makes me think that he like planned it right from the start already. And it's not a bad build at all. You flash farm really fast.
Yeah.
Jump around trees.
Oh, it feels really good.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, they're going to actually root the Clockwork right here. Primal Spring in. Good coordination from a team of NewBee. And we weren't saying that a lot last game.
Yeah.
This game, that looks good for NewBee early on.
Yeah, the coordination is definitely better, at least early on, as you said. And hopefully they can translate that into the later parts of the game as well.
4 minutes in, top lane. Ooh, Chaos Knight even going for a reality rift right there. KP just flying in the trees though, burning everything down.
Bad Rider is so annoying to deal with once he's actually in the trees. If you can't go on him before he fireflies, then it's almost impossible to get him.
I love this. The Monkey King, he actually drops tower aggro while going in the tree form there, and he leaps away. KP though back to the top lane, tanking and the silencer, applying more pressure, but again, can't really kill him in the end. It's going to zone him out completely. Allow CK to continue his free farm as he gets level 5 in the meantime.
Yeah, so he's going for the fast arm instead of the Midas. I really like that. You don't want to do it with a Medusa. What if you have a puck and you kind of need to secure the late game, then you go for a Midas.
Okay.
I'll take your tribute.
Bottom lane again, though, it seems like that's where the focus is if you're NewBee.
Yeah, you want to make sure this Monkey can get free farm for sure.
Fortune's in, it connects, the root comes out, that's bringing it into the cog trap. Zanking's going to TP in, you're going to get your time. Yes, he can, he saves the day for Clockwork. Pops the salve, and he will ultimately survive. So close. Yet so far. Good escape there from Clockwork, more so on the part of Afu, though.
Yeah. Oh, he actually went to the shrine. No, he didn't go to the shrine, he just flashed up. Going back to bot lane. Clock almost level 5, whereas Bad Rider is... he's going to be 4.5 after the stack, so somewhat similar. The Nyx is very low level though. He's not even level 3 yet, and hitting 6 minutes. Especially on the Nyx is a very big deal because you need the ultimate, you need the mana boots. He actually almost has the mana boots. But
okay, well, this
not even level 3 yet. Yeah,
bad necessarily. It's just the levels. Yeah, it's not the greatest right here. Doesn't even have a spiked carapace just yet because of that.
Yeah. Unfortunate shrine timing because they're missing both for bounty runes.
Well, they're gonna find a kill on a Clockwork, so maybe it is fortunate in the end.
Yeah, maybe
it works out.
One observer ward on the Nyx, by the way. I think he's gonna put an aggro ward down soon, even though they already have one. Curious why he's carrying that one around.
Bad Rider again. Oh, this time gonna be reality rift pulled in. The Chaos Ball connects, but
one
silencer can't really assist the best there.
Yeah. Usually you can't really kill if you don't have a follow-up stun on Chaos Knight because the build is usually maxing the second spell now, which means you can only get a 2-second stun.
Again, Afu here to try to save the day. He might have cost himself his own life, though. Balance back already happening. Primal Spring in the cog's not going to block too much. So he finally goes for the Primal Spring. But Afu actually too far away, and he will survive. Mystic Snake now in her spot. Fate, he's dying. Battery is all going to start taking him down. Fate seen it coming out. He says kill me. It's just going to take long, though. Goes a long way, and finally they will finish him off. Meanwhile, Exorcism dealing plenty of damage to the tower. The Barrel Strike just out of range of stunning Death Prophet, and SCCC will keep his distance. So ends up being a kill on an Oracle, at least for LFY.
Yeah, you don't really lose anything by popping the DP ult there because he had Arcane Rune, so 1 minute cooldown for him. And how much HP does the bot have? 400 health. very good damage on the bottom tower, and as I said, in 1 minute they can just take it. And it's very important for the Nyx as well, because he needs the level 6, as we said, and he's taking mid lane right now. And so is the Silencer. So it's kind of just a support battle in the mid lane.
What do you think about Batrider and his item build? A lot of Batriders have had a tendency to go with the drums, especially earlier on before the Blink Dagger. Do you think that could work this game?
But this game he could go drums because they have the Nyx to be a playmaker once he reaches 6. But generally, I'm just a bigger fan of the Blink Dagger first, because I feel it gives you like so much more. You can also farm very fast with it. But the drums is more like a team fight kind of item build-ish.
Exactly, yeah.
Which you can go for, as I said, if you have the Nyx level 6. At this rate, he's gonna have it at around like 12 minutes.
Meanwhile, Oracle gets found by a couple. Faith gonna mitigate a little bit of damage right here, but not gonna be enough in the end. Faith will go down. So good find from the Dire side. That's the first time we've seen Silencer really moving around the map. He's been at the top lane for the most part. Top lane, speaking of it, Kaka coming up here with KP. Lasso not ready to go, turns her around with the Phantasm. Kaka, he just starts melting because of that, despite Carapace will save him a little bit, but probably just going to delay the inevitable. Reality Rip should pull it, he will finish the job. Wukong's Commando coming out now in response. Clockwork just walks on out of it though. He's going to be fine, Boogie, regretting that decision. Now Reality Rip pull it onto the Oracle. The heal's not going to be enough to save him either. Monet's just going to kill after kill. He says, I want a third kill. Damn it, the hat-trick coming out for Monet, playing the Chaos Knight. Now Boogie, he's the other one out. We're going to see a quad kill actually. Oh no, that's a disaster this time around for NewBee. Just we were talking about how the coordination was looking so good for them. That time it was just a little bit behind as far as responding.
And also the Monkey King doesn't really offer too much in the early game, especially if you go for the Primal Spring. So taking the teamfight top was very risky for NewBee and absolutely didn't pay off. Sadly the Ultra kill was denied from the Chaos Knight, but yeah. He has his armor up already actually, minute 9.
That's ridiculous.
On a Chaos Knight.
Who needs a hand of Midas when
he's so bad. I mean, you look at the net worth, he's at 5k, and Monkey's at 3.7. What?
That's
well, good luck dealing with him.
Yeah, no, he's... And Chaos Knight, one of those heroes, again, the armlet alone, similar to like a Life Stealer, for example, one of these carries where that's the item that really turns him on, you know, starts that snowball
it takes this game up a notch, for sure. And
we scared.
We see the Battle Fury queued up for the Monkey King as well, but he's pretty far away from it. He's had a really good lane, but then he slowed down a lot because he tried to kill a lot. And it didn't really pay off for him.
And it's going to set up the lasso, actually. Remember, this is just a silencer, so, you know, fair amount being used right here, but they'll get it.
And at the same time, Oracle died top lane. The same thing basically happened.
Eye for an eye.
Both supports wanted to just greedily get levels, and they both get punished for it. You always want to punish supports when they do that kind of stuff, because just letting them get away with it and getting a free level 6 is never good.
Exactly.
Because you're so much stronger than the support at the time, just kill them. Every time.
Which of those is more important for level 6, the Silencer or the Oracle, you think, as far as how this game's going? Well, both are pretty impactful.
Well, the thing is, if Oracle reaches 6 before Silencer, then the hard counter, which is the Silencer, is not level 6, so you can actually pull the combo off. But once Silencer is 6, as I said, he's a hard counter to Oracle. They can just initiate on the DP Global Silence, and the Oracle can't really do anything about it. Until he gets like a Lotus Orb or Greaves, which will probably not happen this game.
It's going to be a while. Afu, bottom lane, Pound the Strike will take him out of the Sandstorm, but he's actually going for the turn kill, isn't he? Mogi's realizing this. Primal springs into the trees. A rocket coming out from Clockwork. They spot him, they know he's in the area, leave the tree, and Mogi, he's going to die as a result. The Chaos Knight pulls him to the downhill. And even see Medusa coming over, throwing out the Mystic Snake to get part of the action there.
Quelling Blade and Clockwork, such value.
Oh yeah, especially against the Monkey King. You'll see more of those. Nature's Prophet, another hero that comes to mind, of course.
Yeah.
To the value Quelling Blade. No more Iron Talon though, RNT.
No more Iron Talon.
Are you happy about that? Was that a change that you were happy to see?
It made a lot of heroes much harder to play, like Ember Spirit and stuff. But if you lose the lane, you can't really do much anymore now. Because before you would just go into the jungle with Iron Talon, you can't really do it anymore. So yeah, you know, it's not good or bad, it's just different.
It's just different, all right. Yeah. I can appreciate that.
We've got to find new ideas to get the heroes through now.
I like the logic there. Middle lane, level 6 on Nyx Assassin, so he has been Vendetta, but probably not going to come into play right here unless they don't have detection. Which they don't. I guess they don't. And so actually it will come into play. And he just walked away. So the tower's going to be killed at least, but how about that? I'm sure they're going to try to make a point to carry detection, especially Clockwork's a hero that should have this dust on it.
Right. They're also pushing in bot lane at the same time. The CK has to be a bit careful because they can TP into the bot lane and actually... Never mind, he's going back already. Could have set up a gank on him. DP traded the top tower with Exorcism.
Okay.
All right.
He doesn't really have much yet, does he? 1100 gold though.
He's going for Yules, yeah. He still needs like another 1.5k for the Yules. You look at the net worth, he's actually, compared to the Dire core, it's quite poor. The CK is sitting at 6.5k.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like an anti-mage right now.
He is farming like crazy. That was the top lane, right? I mean,
yeah.
he got involved in all 4 kills. He got 3 of them himself, the assist on the other. I mean, you have a fight like that early on, then understandably, that hero's going to start snowballing. So,
and on a hero like CK, it's so scary because his early game is okay, but his mid-late game is just absurd how strong he gets there.
You get a hard on that guy, it's just...
You get a BKB hard, and
what do you do?
Cool, you have Monkey King with Battle Fury, and your 10 monkeys hit the illusions and what, but they're not gonna die.
Yeah. Especially with the new static resistance as well, so it's just controlling him is that much more difficult.
Wow.
What do we got? That was the top lane?
Yeah, he actually hooked the Monkey King during his jump.
Oh.
But then he didn't manage to actually cut the tree while he hooked him. So
gotcha.
That looked really funny. He was like in the air and he got hooked in the air.
I was like, I'm sitting here watching the Chaos Knight kill creep to the bottom like, wait, what was that? Did I miss something? Yeah, all right. So missed the kill up there at the top lane.
Well, it wasn't a kill. What's the kill attempt?
Or the kill attempt, yeah. The top lane. Monkey King, speaking of that Battle Fury, it's one more component now.
And Bad Rider going for the blink first, as we said. Very good this game. And Kale.
Kale. What does that mean, Black?
Well, it's basically lagging like it's stuck. Literally translated, it means it's stuck.
Well, now we know. All right, they say go, so it should be a quick one.
No more Kale.
No more Kale.
Kale over.
Hopefully. I guess this is a wooden desk and a knock on it, just in case.
It was really funny when the English people read it for the first time. It was like kale.
Yeah, that's what I used to think it was. Kale, yeah. I hate that stuff.
It is not the best.
Monkey King, the Demon Edge, of course, still needs a little bit for it, but
1700 gold for him.
Battle Fury finished.
Blink Dagger on the Battle Rider online now, so he's probably going to look up the smoke and get an initiation going somewhere.
Yeah, they need that.
Yeah, they definitely need it. They're pretty far behind right now.
2,000 net worth overall, but again, you kind of look where those resources are right now.
And the problem is also they're against the CK and Medusa and the 2k gold behind. Usually those heroes are not the fastest in the early game, and they're still ahead of you. That's the scary part here.
Chaos Knight's also going to have an Echo Saber here very shortly, and that's
he already has it. He just needs to deliver it
on top of the armlet.
And he's going BKB next, and then I assume hard,
possibly, yeah. So that's
going to be hidden for like 250 damage per illusion, and sit at like 4k health. Good.
Or maybe a Meteor Hammer. Maybe you're throwing one of those.
Yeah, if you get a 4-second stun, why not?
Middle lane, smoke is up, Zanking and Clockwork. Gonna see who they can find. Oh, it might be Death Prophet. Yes, it will. There is 4 nearby, though. False promise. Oh, but he used it on the Bat Rider, actually. Misclicked right there, I believe. Oh, no, they did click it on the Death Prophet. Excuse me. It looked like it was on the Bat Rider for a second. So we'll save that to see. The Stone Gate's coming down now. Response from Medusa. Gonna scare them off from chasing. It does stone up the Monkey King.
No one's dying.
No one actually died throughout that. The false promise does come into play. Bat Rider does get the last one of Clockwork. But Bat Rider has to be careful himself not to fall to that. The Misclick bouncing around. Bat Rider will keep his distance. Zanking went back in. He eventually will be the first victim of the fight. Chaos Knight, he's like, what are you doing, Nick's Assassin? Come hug me, please. And he dies very quickly as a result of that. So after all of that, it's only a 1-for-1.
I mean, 2 supports dying, 2 position 4s dying. And NewBee actually saw the smoke of LFY. So the Oracle instantly ulted when he got hooked. The silence was even slower. He pressed it instantly as the hook connected, but it was actually too slow because the Oracle already expected it to happen.
Got the promise off, yeah.
Instantly got the promise off.
I thought he misclicked, but
they didn't. They did not have Exorcism, right? Because it didn't commit it. They're going on DP again.
They're going to kill this time, it looks like. Yeah, no Oracle. Like, yeah, where's your buddy now?
CK just melted him.
Yeah, no, that's expected, right? I mean, with his farm, that's what he's going to do here.
Yeah, it was half health with 2 hits, and it didn't even crit.
Who needs Phantasm?
Solo CK is If you crit that hit, he's probably going to lose half health from 1 hit.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Nick's Assassin at the end of that fight. He just melted too.
I mean, the problem is, look at DP's armor. He got 6. Reality Rift removes 7. So it's sitting at -1. 1 crit for 600 is going to remove 1.5 your health.
Yeah. Oh, Bat Rider, he's found the Clockwork. Battery Assault, helping to lock him down, and there's some stolen intelligence once again.
They're getting, just like last game, early game looked quite okay, but then just like come mid-game, they just get out-tempoed and outplayed at every turn. Like they tried to make stuff happen, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like they saw the smoke, they tried to set up really smart this work, and they did, and they still couldn't make it work.
No.
LFY is playing really, really well.
But is that maybe an issue with going a Battle Fury build on Monkey King? Is that it's taken forever?
Yeah, definitely.
He
a lot
still
slower.
doesn't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, 17 minutes into the game.
But it's because he's having a really rough game. His rotations didn't work out at all. Usually, if you free farm on a safe lane with Monkey King, you have it around 12 minutes because it's like the first major item you go for. You usually go like Treads, Aquila, into Battle Fury. And he's like pretty far behind right now when it comes to gold.
Yeah.
Smoking up again.
They're going to try again. Vendetta is ready for Nyx Assassin.
They're missing the damage heroes though.
Ooh, they scanned them, by the way. Up here. So the smoke from LFY, they're going to be scanned out. Batrunner jumps in, just comes out. Here we go. Rihanna pulling it on the last of those. Locked up, Silencer cannot get the ultimate off from Talon. So an eye for an eye right there. Batrunner for the Silencer. Pearl Strike though. Sonata 2 gets that with the fantastic. Moogie's going to be saved by the false promise. Only for so long that I'm pretty sure Moogie's going to die as soon as that wears off. Oracle's trying to start it, but he goes down. There's the triple kill with Moogie falling. Down goes Oracle. And it's just as Triple C versus the world, and the world is going to be the victor here. Down he goes. A 5-for-1. All they lost was a Silencer, which they lost off the bat there to Batrider.
What is DD? They're going to get Roche as well. This game is looking very dire now. Because NewBee was supposed to win the early game with the combination they've had, but they're like 8k gold behind after this Roche till now.
Yeah.
Aegis on the CK, BKB, and 200 gold. This guy is unstoppable. You look at his net worth, 11k. He actually he really does look like an anti-mage alchemist right now.
He does.
And on his CK, it is so scary. There's nothing scarier than a CK farm like that.
I mean, see right here, the Afu hit a hell of a Pearl Strike kind of in the middle of the fight, obviously, after the reset, but also a great reaction from Chaos Knight initially on the Batrider, who had jumped in. And the fact that that fight went so horribly for NewBee, even killing Silencer without the global ultimate, definitely says something.
I can promise you, though, NewBee would have won that fight had the monkey purchased his Battle Fury, because he had the money for it, but he had not purchased it. So all the hits of the monkeys actually don't do anything to CK, because they don't splash.
No.
But had he had the Battle Fury, they would have won that fight for sure.
Well, it's not only that, it's because Battle Fury itself was great, but the component he was missing was the Demon Edge. That's all the damage right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really when it comes to right-clicking, like, it's basically nothing. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's understandable that did go pretty poorly there.
And now CK has his BKB up, level 15, 2.5k health without the armlet activated. He's a monster.
I feel like we're just keep going back to the CK here for good reason, man. He's absolutely a monster. 11.2 thousand.
We didn't even talk a lot about the Medusa, but they have to go through a CK and a Medusa.
Yeah.
And they're both incredibly tanky. I don't know where the damage is coming from.
Well, CK also level 15. He got the 15 strength at level 15 talent, 5 total stats at level 10. So that's just adding up. I mean, 3,000 life when he has the armlet toggle.
Yeah.
Like, we're only 20 minutes into the game.
Feels bad, man.
3,000 life. Absurd. Drums just about finished on Batrider, so some progress being made for NewBee.
And Monkey also just picked up his Battle Fury, so that's good. Yule's picked up on DP. He needs some armor. He needs a Solar Crest. He needs a casual plate mate. He needs something. Because you can't be negative armor against a CK. He will just blow you up in one hit. Oracle might not even be able to react. Just a poof.
Poof. Thin air.
Literally poof.
Silencer does have the urn. A Spirit Vessel could be fun this game, but at this point, you know, really any items that LFY gets on top of what they have, it's just nice luxury.
We didn't talk about Medusa too much yet. He went a Hurricane Pike first and is going to Lincoln's next, actually.
Yeah. A little different.
I'm pretty sure he just wants to support the CK right now because he sees the CK can pretty much solo carry the game at this point.
Yeah, why bother going carry yourself? No Mask of Madness, man, style needed here. CK though, off the bat, Batrider again gets countered though by the Pearl Strike as well as Global Science. Pull over the reality rift as a result. Batrider goes down. And next in line is that Death Prophet. Gonna be safe for now. Heals up the air as well as the False Promise. You do hear the Stone Gates going up in the midst of the Epicenter coming out. And Oracle, he's gonna feel the pain of that with the Pearl Strike. As you can see though, heals on up due to the False Promise save from Oracle. And they will hold at the base actually. They kill Medusa, a 2-for-1 trade in favor of NewBee. So that's a positive. Somehow it worked out very well for them. Oh, we're not done just yet though. Nyx Assassin.
Setting up a trap without a Sentinel though.
There you're right. They could not see him. They go for the pull into the backline on the Triple C. So actually they aren't going to get the kill on a CK. The Aegis bringing it back up though.
They have to be careful here. It kind of
doesn't have the BKB. Oracle caught up top. Meanwhile though, the reality ripped one shot basically at half-life at the time, but they still want the kill on the CK. Damn it, will it pay off in the end?
CK should be
He's going
dead,
for the mix stats, but you're right. Chaos is finally starting to drop, and the unstoppable streak actually coming out from Clockwork, who ended up getting a kill himself, but they do finish off CK. Yules in flame. He's probably dead after all of this, and the Primal Screen to finish the job there. So NewBee, that's a feels-good fight for them.
So we said they can't combat the CK at all, which is mainly because they can't kill the illusions. But if you waste your illusions on the tower and you don't have the DPS that those provide, you actually just not Chaos Knight anymore. You know, it's just like a kind of weak version of it. And he did nothing in a team fight actually, because the illusions were instantly killed, and the Medusa, I actually didn't see how he died. I guess he just got focused by DP.
Yeah, I already noticed that, honestly.
But yeah, the CK completely wasted his ultimate. They were a bit too over-eager to finish the game right there, or to go high ground. They didn't even get any tower damage done, like 300 only.
They were so focused killing Death Prophet, but the false promise negated all that.
That's because the silence was mistimed. Like, he instantly just global silenced. And
you see right here.
Yeah.
We'll get an idea of how Super did die, because I'm with you. I was focused so much on the Death Prophet, especially, that there's a balance strike stunning him, and Mana Shield's wearing off right there. Yeah, it was just the Wukongs, man. Wukongs and the Spirit Siphon, and then the Crypt Storm actually kills him there at the end. So, but as well as NewBee played, that is using the top lane. Kaka gonna have to get out, forced out, a nice Pearl Strike. Probably gonna finish him off. There you go.
I'm sure LFY is gonna slow down a bit now. They're just gonna take the tier 2 towers. You really don't need to force yourself to go high ground. You got Medusa, you got CK. Late game is definitely yours. So just calm down, play the slower game.
Yeah, let's not oversell how well that was for NewBee.
Yeah,
they still have a tough climb ahead of them, for sure. But hey, here's another step off that climb. CK gonna be pulled away. He pops the BKB, pops the Phantasm, and he's looking to fight now, and he picks off Monkey King very quickly. Down goes SCCC as well. And just when you think NewBee has a little bit of an opening, it just shuts closed immediately. Triple kill for the CK. That's just how quickly things can turn with this hero.
It was actually the best case scenario for NewBee already. They went on the CK, they got the Wukong command off before Global Silence, and they still didn't manage to kill the CK. But this time he had his illusions out and just bursted the heroes. Also, a slight mistake from the Oracle, he actually ulted the Bad Rider as opposed to DP or Monkey.
Oh,
so
did he? Okay.
The two DPS heroes actually just got killed immediately by the CK. They got completely blown up.
12-1-7 is Chaos Knight. Yeah. That's a very good stat line. That's really on the game. So you see right here.
I really like the decision that they don't just go high ground again. Take it slow, take the tier 2 towers, contain the enemy, wait for Roshan, Aegis cheese, and then go. Because CK is going to have his heart soon, and then you can actually properly siege. You get to half health, you just go out, regen up, do the same thing over and over.
So taking out more objectives. Showing the replay right there. Now LFY falling back.
They also got a Lincoln Fear now, and Bad Rider doesn't have a force stack yet. That means they can actually siege high ground safely, where the CK just Lincolns him, and they can't really trigger it too easily. And what else? Blade Mail on Clock, he's working his own force staff. 1,000 gold for hard on CK.
Medusa, level 18.5, and 20, very important for her. That much harder to kill, especially with the way she's building here.
Right now, she's not really a big factor in teamfights. She's just Stone Gaze pretty much, because he built very defensively. Both the Lincolns and Hurricane Pike. As I said, like he's leaving the damage up to the CK pretty much.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, now that you mention that, with this level 20, do we see the 2.5-second Stone Gaze duration? Like, that could be interesting. Because as you're suggesting, I mean, he's essentially playing a...
You never want to do that, because late game you still want to transition to this really scary Medusa.
Okay.
And if you go for the other talent, you're missing the 800 mana. And it makes you a lot weaker. Yeah. So he's going for his Skadi next. We see that for Super all the time. His Medusa. He doesn't go for the Mask of Madness. Wait, I heard a Lincoln's pop.
That was the Medusa middle lane. It's Mana Burn.
Oh, Mana Burn, okay.
The fact.
Like, a lot of Medusas just go Mask of Madness, Yasha, like all these efficiency items to farm. But he's just always playing the very stable style. Going Hurricane Pike, going Lincolns, going to that Skadi after.
What about actually an Ags next instead of the Skadi? Like, obviously he's committed to the Skadi at this point, but just for conversation's sake. And Axe here, because again, I'm really going to think that he's not necessarily this focused core that we usually see in Medusa.
Axe you only want to build against the CK because it instantly kills the illusions.
Okay.
But against other heroes, like, it can work, but you're too committed. You're too committed to the supportive kind of Medusa. You have a hard time transitioning later on.
Yeah.
And you still want to become this raid boss later on. But as we said, they have the CK to deal with right now. But what happens when the Medusa is also as big as the CK. You have to like kill 2 heroes at a 4k health.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Then you really don't win that game.
Yeah.
So that's what LFY is trying to get at here, and obviously things have slowing down a fair amount for the time being. But
at this point, LFY is just waiting for Roshan, which is gonna respawn in 1 minute. They don't know that, of course.
Okay. Something to look forward to for them. Death Prophet has a Lincoln Sphere here to go with the Yules. So just building to stay alive. Of course, that with the Oracle on top of it.
I don't like the Lincolns too much. I really think he needs some armor. He's still only got 10 armor, and it's not going to save him for sure. Let's smoke into the CK.
Here we go, CK, the lasso initiation. Global Science does come out of response pretty quickly. The BKB now activated. The reality is pulling it. Nyx Assassin is deleted from the game. Boogie, he does fight back, by the way, on Nyx Assassin. Boogie begins to Wukong command off. You see Monet realizing he has to get out of there. Epicenter coming in from Afu. As Triple C will survive with the backline zone. Medusa with that Stoke. The Wukong is just too strong, man. And he'll die in the midst of the fight right here. So Medusa goes down, so does Sand King. And actually, numbers-wise, NewBee does come out on top. Remember, Nyx Assassin did buy back.
Yeah, Roshan is also about to respawn. But NewBee doesn't have Exorcism, I probably can't take it. And it was really well played by the Oracle. He put the Fate's Edict on the Monkey just as the Sand King ult connected. Otherwise, the Monkey would have actually died.
Yeah.
And then the Wukong is over, and they would actually lose that team fight. So well played from Faith's side. Kale.
Here comes the Kale.
Got some more Kale on the menu.
Fate's Edict save. Yeah, see the replay here. So see what you're talking about.
Even though CK got his ult off with full health, they still lost the team fights.
I mean, Nyx Assassin just blowed.
I mean, you look at the Wukong command; it completely destroys the CK illusions.
Yeah, they just.
Look at the epicenter now.
You're right. The Fate's Edict coming out right there. You're right. Yeah. If that doesn't come out, Moogie very possibly does die.
A little problem LFY is running into right now is CK is actually the only hero dealing damage. So after his illusions are like out of the fight, they have nothing. Because the Medusa itemized like he did, like the supportive kind, and very, very troublesome for the LFY team right now. Yeah, CK is massive, but he can't play 1v5. because they got the hard counter and the Monkey, as we spoke about before. He's almost closing into a BKB as well, actually. I'm curious whether CK is going to skill the Reality Pierce's spell immunity or 150 GPM. I really want to see the Pierce of the spell immunity.
The level 20 talent there.
Yeah, he's almost 20.
I mean, you got the BKB coming along as you just mentioned, so perhaps if he sees that.
But he definitely saw the Ogre flop, so he knows what he's going for.
It's a good idea.
He went for the Pierce. So it's going to be... You know, the Monkey's gonna feel safe, and it's just gonna get pulled in by the CK illusions because you're not really used to it yet. It's like, boom. Explode. Unless you're in Wukong's command, because then you get a 20 bonus armor.
That's a lot of armor.
Yeah, there's a lot of armor.
Benefit from here.
Puts him at 34. And then at level 25 you get like plus an additional 100 if he skills that, and he actually can't die. Kind of like an Omninet ultimate.
Yeah. So both sides definitely have some threat here. In the very late game especially.
Yeah. Roshan is up now. Both sides know it. I think they both scouted it.
We got Silencer confirming that for sure. He'll step in. And now they definitely know. So LFY figuring is now the time, or do we really want to do this just yet? I mean, but the positioning currently, they could at least start it as we see.
DP went for a Ghost Scepter, by the way. Haven't mentioned it yet. And it's very important for her because they have no purge at all. So they can't really get through the Ghost Scepter. If he Reality Rifts the DP and he just Ghost Scepters, nothing will happen. He basically just wasted Reality Rift.
Ooh, Smoke Gank. Here we go. All five.
All five. They didn't see it, yeah.
Medusa.
Now they're going to go
first target.
No, they don't want to jump on Medusa.
We'll scout them, but as you pointed out, not one they want to jump. Spiked Carapace does stun her. Monkey King, he was not seen. He's got the Shadow Blade out. Battleladder gonna jump in on the Sand King in the backlines. Meanwhile, response coming out. Silencer, that's actually Clockwork in the midst of it. Global Science was activated. Batrunner goes down. Wukong's command on top of Monet. He gets out of it though. They will lose the Sand King. Monet split up from his team. He pops the Phantasm Army, but a big Balance Strike shot at the same time he does it. Double kill coming out for Triple C. And it's just Medusa. What can she do though? Not much damage as we've been talking about. Forges in, locked her in place, immediately gets taken off. But now the Spirit Siphon is up. There's that Stonegaze, so it's gonna save her for the time being. Stood up on a Nyx Assassin. No buybacks happening. Batrunner does have one available if need be. False Promise will save Kaka right now as Clockwork tries to go one direction, his teammates the other, but they end up losing the Silencer, and Medusa still going to be ran down as BPMG is, unless she force stabs over the ledge, makes the getaway. No TP though. She's going to keep running, however, and may actually somehow escape out of here, or maybe not. Monkey
He's running
King.
through creep vision now, so they definitely know where she is.
Monkey's in pursuit.
Yep.
She's going to buy a TP.
And try to TP, but Monkey's just going to cancel it instantly.
Yeah. He's got the Shadow Blade, going to sit on top of her, goes to the TP. Here comes the Boundless, and that's probably going to be a dead Medusa now to finish it off. I got to tell you, it feels like NewBee,
They're in control of the game now.
it seems like it.
Because CK, you saw him, the team fight, he was afraid to actually ult inside of the Wukong's command, because all the illusions will just instantly disappear. You can look at him here. Gonna come up soon. He blows one up with BKB, but then he doesn't want to ult because it's a Wukong command.
Okay.
He kills the Bad Rider and runs actually out, and then does it afterwards. But he's completely isolated from his team. 1v4, he will just completely get blown up.
Yep. That's one of the great things about Wukong's command as well, amongst it just being a nice damage tool in fights, and it's such a good zoning tool. And you saw right there a perfect example of it, where he went to one side just to simply get out of it, and as you mentioned, the rest of his team was completely on the other side.
There was a big miscommunication from the LFY side, and it really cost them. And still, they're not gonna get any damage items up. Wait, I heard a lasso.
That's a lasso jump on a Clockwork. Probably a free kill there, is it? Yes, it is. Balance strike helps finish it.
Yeah, like, where's the damage coming from now? Medusa's building into a Skadi. Yeah, it's good. You can tank, but
unless CK can just get that blow up immediately, but that's where also Oracle's coming into play, I feel like. You know, obviously he wants to be able to do that to something like the Death Prophet or even the Monkey himself, but Oracle's just going to be there ready to react. Yeah. It calls for it. So this is going to be a Roshan in favor of the Minion team.
It really comes down to the CK surviving the fight and just dealing all the damage by himself. They need to make sure he doesn't die. The Medusa actually needs to go in first. They need to protect the CK.
Are they defending this? They want to. Vladimir pulling it. KB goes after. It's going to save him for the time being. Buy some time as well for Roshan to die. Batman is just going the other direction. He's like, chase me, please. There goes Roshan.
The Aegis.
Side the Aegis, so he picks it up. Afu continues to make the big plays. The Sandstorm, he is going to end up dying at the end, but he's going to come back with full life and full mana. They do lose Bat Rider. Phantasm also still ready to go with the BKB. Medusa, though, no more Stone Gaze. A big stun from Afu in the backlands coming up from that Aegis. They want to retreat, though, does LFY. NewBee, the Exorcism, chasing down Medusa. Yields up in the air. They're going to be forced to fight the Poland on it. Triple C, everything sees with the ball promise pop, comes up though, and Dust will take the damage. Boogie eats the cheese as well, and Monet has to get the hell on out of there, so nobody dying in that exchange somehow. But as I say that, Kaka is now going to be run down. Basic disarming as a Chaos Knight for the time being. The going to Biz action for Assassin opens back up, and Chaos Knight will fall. Great fight for NewBee somehow, even with the Aegis being sniped. And they continue to be in control now, and probably going to get objectives off of this.
We saw the Ghost Scepter pick up on DP, completely saving the team fight there. He would have blown up if he didn't have it. He's completing his Shiva's God now, so it's going to get harder and harder for LFY to actually fight. The CK didn't have any item progression. We talked about how far ahead of the Monkey he was. Now Monkey and him are neck and neck. And yeah, he's just like 3-4 times without getting a single gold, like a single piece of gold. He's sitting at 800, and he's been sitting at 800 for the past 5 minutes.
It's amazing how different, as you see the sniper right here coming out, that Chaos Knight has felt in this game in terms of the early game dominance to once you start playing, you know, with the coordination that NewBee's been playing as, and just the kite factor especially. Yeah. And again, that Battle Fury alone, it really did help change so much. I
mean, the biggest issue, if you look back a bit, was the bottom Rex fight, where they really threw away the Aegis as well as the CK. And that was just the game-turning fight, because they were too far behind. They couldn't have left the base otherwise. Would have been contained. But LFY made a little mistake. NewBee capitalized on it, and now NewBee is ahead, like, very, very far.
Look at Mugi right there. 4-4 at 12. Importantly, though, he's been involved in 16 of the 18 kills. So
yeah, Mugi's playing very well. After a rough early game, he recovered nicely. And at this rate, he's actually going to finish his AC before the CK, even though CK has been working on for like 10 minutes.
I can't believe he's on top of net worth, too.
Yeah.
It's just...
And DP is third. DP was really
amazing to me. Yeah, just talk about that. I mean, obviously the graph also shows that there's just so many examples as to how this game has just swung from one way to the other.
Yeah, that's why I don't like so many defensive items on Medusa, though. It just doesn't feel like she's a threat in his team fights.
It goes back to that, yes. And that's not even a hindsight thing to say. You were really pushing that earlier on in the game as well when they were ahead, so... That's
it's like nice that you want to support the CK and stuff, but you really don't want to
just rely on that.
Yeah, you can't just rely on that.
Oh wow, they're really trying for this. Will it backfire? The Bat Rider going to be stopped up in front of the Global Science. Shiva's even popping, just left and right for both sides. Not really to fully engage right here. Spirit Siphon on a Clockwork. as Triple C. He's like, all right, I'll go in. He has the exorcism up, so
just running after him.
Yeah, it's going to be enough for the kill most likely. Yeah, the Cogs ain't going to save him there. Prime will spring in. And they'll finish off Clockwork at least. So they get one kill out of it. AC just finished by the Monkey King as well.
Yeah, they will have a tiny window where Exorcism is down, but the Monkey King ult is still the bigger threat here. And CK will never want to fight into that. They actually finished up an Aghanim Scepter on the Nyx Assassin as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be such a nuisance to deal with now.
And the Mana Burn, so much more range to work it. See right there, Link is going to be taken off. Fortune 10.
Clockwork back.
Clockwork goes by back. They want to find this BKB popped immediately. They're going for the kill on a Nyx Assassin. The false promise and the push away as he's thrown to the ground. We're going to Sven. Great positioning once again. Clockwork in the back leg is going up the Cogs. Hoping to stall them. Cogga though will survive. Throws out more pills. He goes back to full life. Medusa in the midst of it with the mana shield. They're going to end up losing Clockwork though with it too deep. And the Pearls though, his tail's not actually hitting the Medusa right there. Bat right though. CK does find him. They will lose more though. Medusa eventually falls and CK. It feels like it's just himself all of a sudden. It's him and Sand King. He can't even kill the damn Oracle. The kite is too real, man. He's going after him, but the face unit, they just have so many ways to deal with the Chaos Knight especially.
I mean, you look at the NewBee's itemization. Monkey King went for tank items purely after the Battle Fury. He went Shadow Blade as well to be able to initiate. Look at DP. Ghost Scepter, Linken's, Shiva's Guard. They're all just tanking up because they know the only damage source is the CK. And as you said, he couldn't even kill the Oracle because of all the defensive items.
Yeah. And we're going to have level 25s coming out here soon as well. They take out the bottom racks. I mean, will that even matter? You have 40 seconds still for Medusa.
The game is probably going to end before
That's true. They're going for tier 4. This is probably it.
Exorcism at 40, Noble Kong Command after 30,
GG.
and game over.
NewBee takes game number 2. We're going to a game 3. I got to say, 20 minutes into that game, thought for sure this is going to be a quick 2-0 victory.
I think most people, well, I did.
Yeah, no, we're not alone in that, that's for sure.
I really underestimated that Medusa wouldn't deal, like, she didn't do anything in these fights. And she couldn't save the CK at all. And you know, it's kind of like a...
encapsulation of the series when we were watching the first 20 minutes of Game 2. I was going to say the Game 1, NewBee got outdrafted. Game 2, they got outplayed. And so I was going to say, all around, LFY are the better team.
Yeah.
For this series.
Yeah.
So
they're still the better team,
them.
I think, aren't they? Other than the fact that they maybe threw that away in the last game. So I don't expect too much different here. Would that be fair?
Turn to ban.
I think LFY, based on watching this series, probably have a 60-40 lead for Game 3. But everything can change based off of a draft, which, again, I think that NewBee, they experimented a little bit for game number 1. They went with something way more solid
10
and
seconds remaining.
like just naturally intuitive, countered LFY really well. Like it was the whole shebang
5 seconds
for game number
remaining.
2. And if they get something like that for game 3, and honestly, NewBee is kind of a team that I feel like they're a little bit slow at tournaments, similar to EG, that they ramp up over time.
Same bans from LFY as game 2, including the Beastmaster this year for the Wyvern because that wasn't picked. And NewBee have mixed things up a little bit with one different ban, which is the...
Yeah, I think this is smart. DP has been proven to be like a really important hero, not just in this tournament, but in this particular series. And I think they don't have first pick. I think if they did, they probably would have taken it themselves. And they're going to force LFY to beat them with something else. So Sand King opening. As for NewBee with Quap and DP banned out for them, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to go a different route with it now and maybe even open up with the Wyvern themselves. I don't know if they really want to play it though.
I think part of it is that they don't like playing Wyvern against Sand King because it just doesn't match up well, right? If you think about it, like Cold Embrace is really just a setup for Epicenter. You're just like looking at a hero that's like solidly magic damage. I still think Wyvern's a great hero, but it seems like to them they're a little skittish about picking it up early.
I mean, they could do like the Omni Tiny thing again, or something along those lines. They don't even have to do it themselves, but like I think that opening, one of those two heroes could be strong.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how the heroes that we mentioned in the pregame panel, Gyrocopter, Razor, Tiny, Omni Knight, those heroes are not actually the ones being heavily contested because I think it's mostly because game 1 and game 2 were based around Death Prophet. So wholly. And so we are going to see a different take for game number 3, which I will appreciate.
Do you want to mention the trophy, by the way? It's a pretty gorgeous trophy here.
Razor.
It's the Razor instead of the Tiny. I personally felt like the Tiny is overall a more valuable opening pick, but maybe I'm wrong in that. Maybe NewBee just didn't like the way that Tiny felt for game number 1. I mean, to be fair, they matched up against a Death Prophet to start. Yeah, the 2-core opening. 2-core opening from NewBee. It definitely... So the 2-core opening is when you sat down and feel like this combination of heroes is so strong that we do not care if LFY counterpicks it in any way, right? So
10 seconds remaining.
This is why we mentioned it in the pregame panel, that we did feel like those were all the kind of heroes that were like so overwhelmingly strong in this patch, in this tournament, that they were going to be highly contested. NewBee scooped both of them up, while LFY are taking the exact opposite approach. They're taking heroes that are fairly open and are in that ambiguous 4-3 area that you always value. You'll always value a Sand King. You'll never hate having a Batrider on your team, and can fit into any lineup. You can play late game with these kind of lineups. You can play super aggro. Everything kind of works with this opening. So LFY, in a way, is going to have the strategic advantage going into the rest of this this draft because they can counterpick NewBee pretty well. But the question is, do they know how to counterpick?
Right. And also, do they feel comfortable with it? Because I think that, like, particularly the Razor pick is a sort of counter to Super and the heroes that he likes to play. You think about the Dusa, you think about the Dragon Knight. He's not going to want to play either of those into him. So I think that the heroes that are left, it's already NewBee kind of getting themselves set up for, if not a good lane matchup, at the very least a good mid-game fighting matchup. And I think that the Omni Knight is just, again, they want to have something that they're comfortable with, set KP on a good path. I like the opening a lot. The Batrider, I feel like, is also quite good from LFY. It's, I mean, one of Inflame's most classic heroes for him. But I'm just sort of wondering, like, where are they going to go after this? the Weaver ban as well.
I personally do not like the Batrider as much because it does kill one of the better counters, I think, to this lineup from NewBee, which is the Brewmaster. Because you're able to AoE deal with the Omni Knight ultimate, as well as it's like a nice disabler to kick certain heroes out of fight. But they're gonna I think what LFY is doing with this opening, it is a very fast opening that is going to set the tempo for initiation really high for LFY. They can just get back to back to back jumps on a NewBee team.
I think the
10 seconds remaining. LFY's turn.
Against the Omni, yes. That is probably one of the better heroes. I think it's quite good with Sand King, and even better since the offensive aura change. But we haven't seen a whole lot of Rubik's. But you are right. It is a very viable hero versus Omni Knight. It's one of those like direct support to carry or core counters.
I think it's also really good with the other heroes they have, because you can get that amp damage with Null Field now, and already a lot of magical damage on their side. Could be pretty good. It's also just a question, though, of how are they going to deal with the laning, because you have an Omni Knight who's, well, he's good. Rubik is good against Omni Knight, like the mid game once you get level 6. Omni can be a very strong laner, and they could stick somebody else down there with him who could kind of wreck their day. Particularly with a Razor already taken, so they don't need a ton of help in his lane at least.
Disruptor is kind of a curious hero here, because I do think LFI is going to be taking very fast pace, and Disruptor does not like those. He doesn't like the enemy being up in your face all the time, always getting the initiation, because Glimpse is a poor counter initiation tool, right? Like most of what you want from your initiation is already done within the 2 seconds that it takes to cast Glimpse and for it to have an effect. So if LFY could conceivably run over NewBee, but NewBee do have really good like mid-game team fighting heroes in their opening pickup, right? The Omni Knight and the Razor. This is why they're so good.
Oh, are they going to Luna in a second here? God, if LFY get Luna, that's going to be really disgusting.
Traditionally, Razor is kind of okay versus Luna, but I do think you're right, because what LFY want here is like they want a pushing core lineup. I think like Terrorblade was a very important ban, for example, from NewBee, because it's a relatively fast hero, doesn't require a whole lot of farm to get going, and it starts demolishing towers and taking map control pretty fast. And NewBee don't have those kind of like natural farming mechanisms for any of their heroes just yet. So they would probably just get run over, lose a lot of objectives, and would be incapable of coming back through farming. But we'll see. It could be that NewBee pick up like a Sven or something here.
Yeah.
And they play a pretty 4-man heavy, like skirmishing sort of style for their opening first 4 picks. Oh, the Earthshaker instead.
That's pretty solid.
Really good versus Shadow Demon core lineups. Because what you never want against like Death Prophet, Terrorblade, Luna pushes, any sort of these heroes is that they're going to start getting set up on you, and they're going to push into your tower, and because of the way they set up, it's really hard to just walk into them and like cast abilities. So what you really need is to be able to have a hard initiation that locks down any play that they can make, and then you just run them over real quickly and burst down the pushing hero that has really high offense. They do a lot of damage, but as long as you control them, you can burst them down pretty quickly.
Go back for the more.
10 seconds.
I mean, it's a pretty scary morph game, I think, with Earthshaker, Disruptor.
5 seconds
and like honestly, I don't think it's the best lane either against Omni Knight. I guess with I don't know. I'm not sure if I really like the morph lane in this game. This is going to be a big test of whether or not morph lane is truly broken or not. Because I don't know, I wouldn't want to play morph lane into that.
It's kind of nice because it is pretty thoroughly right-clicky. It doesn't work with the Shadow Demon in the disruption aspect very well, but it does work really well with the purge aspect, which is part of the reason that Shadow Demon's picked up here, because you can focus down one hero, even though Omni Knight's trying to make some plays. Cast his ult and heal and stuff. You are looking at what I think to be your mid for both sides. NewBee are probably going to get more of a hard carry style for SCC. They have a lot of single target control. So maybe Storm's not terrible. I'm thinking Mugi's going to be playing the Razor in the safe lane. LFY meanwhile need a more active mid laner because they already have their hard carry in their safe lane with the Morphling.
I think that NewBee are probably comfortable taking it either way. If like there's a really good matchup mid, then I would imagine SC could play it too. And that is not a really good matchup mid, I don't think.
This is okay for LFY in the overall aspect of their lineup. It is a pretty fast hero, and it pushes out waves really well, which is quite good for them. If they can just split NewBee apart, Morphling, Lina, even Sand King can have a really good game for this. Oh, they are going to be playing the Razor mid, and they gave Mugi a hard carry in Slark.
A very fishy draft overall between these two. Lyrical, which do you favour?
I think I'm going to stick with LFY. I think the drafts are even enough that I'm just going to go with the team that I think has been playing a little bit better recently. But I think that this is probably one of the closer drafts.
Okay. So despite the fact that they kind of threw it away,
I think that they're going to be upset about that.
You're staying faithful with them.
I think that they're going to be upset about that, and if they felt like they could have won that game. So I'm going to LFY.
All right, Cap.
I kind of question whether or not Lina core is still viable, but I do think, like, I have doubts in my head, but I'm still going to go for LFY here because I think the rest of their draft is still a bit stronger.
Okay. Despite throwing away game number 2, it seems that hasn't dampened the enthusiasm from our analysts who've both gone with LFY to make it through to the upper bracket semi-final. Let's find out whether they're right and whether LFY are on their way.
Chinese Dota, we got a game number 3. Looking forward to this one here. And once again, we get the Morphling. We're talking about it in that first game. We saw it in that first game in Monet's hands. We get to see Morphling again. You looking forward to it?
Well, this time he has a lot of abilities to steal. And that's also kind of the only thing I criticized about him in the first game, that he didn't really use his ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Only once. But this game he has like Razor, Static Link to steal, Repel, Purification, a lot of good spells. Well, they smoked up again, actually. NewBee did.
NewBee
trying to get a quick first blood again.
Towards the mid. Well, LFY's got first blood. They also smoked up.
Yeah. Actually, both teams smoked up. Stark is kind of like a fishy one.
Get it? Yeah, you were mentioning with the Slark final pick, you weren't necessarily the most sold on the final pick Slark. Yeah. He's good against Batrider, but...
Yeah. No, I feel like, yeah, that's the only thing he's good against. SD is good against Slark, Morph is good against Slark, Lina is quite good against Slark. So is Sand King. So I'm really surprised they used the last pick on that. But then again, a repelled Slark can be very scary situationally. And then, of course, another interaction with Morphling. Level 20, you get the Morph Target's Allies ability. Yep. And then you can... What can happen is he disrupts you, like your Shadow Demon disrupts you. Okay. And then you take your own Shadow Demon, and then you disrupt
those illusions.
Those illusions, exactly. And then you have like 4 Morphling illusions that hit like... How much is it? Actually, 80% is it?
Yeah.
No, 75% each.
Close, okay.
And that is a lot of damage because Morphling has like 300 base damage or something.
Yeah, that was one of the fun ideas we were kind of coming up with when we were seeing this. And that's why I continue to say that the more we're seeing this hero Morphling, the more ideas you just see, like translated with the drafts. This is a hero that something tells me over the next coming months, we're going to see more and more of the evolution of using such an ability.
But that being said, though, Morphling is very weak in the lane against Omni Knight. So Omni Knight can definitely put a lot of pressure on them, especially if you get support.
Middle lane, excuse me, as Triple C is going up against Super here on that Lina. Lina, let's talk about her for a second. So much about Morphling for good reason, but Lina's a mid hero especially that we just have not seen a lot this patch.
Yeah, all of her like carry talents got nerfed a little bit, bar the attack range, they got a little bit buffed. Because before you would get like, how much was it, 50 damage, level 15,
yeah,
and then 150 attack range, level 20, and then like the Fiery Souls for like...
There's like 40 initially,
I think like 45, 4 or something like that.
It was ridiculous.
Everything got toned down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Faith bottom, or more so on the river area. It goes down. First blood.
What was he doing?
I'm not too sure. We got to the late, so yeah, he kind of just was trapped in there, it seems like.
Yeah, very interesting. They even pulled the... because the Batrider pulled the creep wave, he just wanted to harass him out. And then kind of just got killed, I guess. Even though they didn't even have sticky napalm. I'm not entirely sure how he died there, but he did.
Well, space created for his Slark teammate.
Yeah. why not? Right?
Positive, right? Yeah. So Lina overall, the point is, it's as far as her carry potential. I mean, she's not the threat that she was before, but to be fair, she was pretty ridiculous before.
She's still very strong. She still has the carry talent she had before, just a bit toned down. And
still go Bloodstone, you think? Like pretty typical stuff?
Yeah, Bloodstone is still pretty good.
Okay.
Instead, level 15, you have Light Strike array damage, if you choose to go for that, which is quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Omni Knight top lane. Shadow Demon Morph can't deal with it. They need to rotate the Sand King at some point and be able to kill him.
KP on Omni Knight, a little bit too too tanky.
You can see he already has the same CS as the Morphling, which is not good.
Yeah.
Shaker is top to support him as well now.
Middle lane also having a very good time for the Radiant side. Back to the bottom lane though, Batrider he's in a little bit of trouble. It's a good damage between Disruptor and Slark, but not so much. Maybe Inflame's the one that's gonna turn here, but just back and forth really.
Razor's level 4, Lina's level 2. 15-13 to 1-0. This mid lane is getting crushed.
Oh my god, I wasn't even looking at that. Wow. You are right. And that has to be somewhat expected, right? I told that bottom lane, Faith is definitely dead right here. 5 charges of the sticky nade bomb. Afu continuing to be very annoying on the Sand King, just like he was previous games. But yeah, Lina getting wrecked in the middle lane.
This mid lane is an issue they will have to address at some point because we spoke about it before. The denies. Is anything gonna happen bot lane?
Kind of back and forth, aren't they? They're really living life on the edge here, it feels like, specifically Afu and Inflames.
Kind of just hitting each other.
Faith, they're going to go on in, Burrow Strike in. There's that Fissure from her Shaker, kind of splitting them up. If anything, the Pounce misses from Mugi, and Disruptor will fall, and Inflames like, all right, peace.
Well, the Pounce, even if it hits, it would just TP out anyways.
True.
So they're putting out a lot of pressure on the bot lane, but as I said, top lane and mid lane, very big issues they need to address at some point.
I've never seen this dominant of a mid matchup, like in recent history at least.
I actually don't know what happened or why it happened. Lina is supposed to be quite a good matchup against Razor mid lane.
This is not quite a good matchup.
It's at least 5-5. Yeah, it's at least 5-5.
That is surprising to hear, because yeah, 22-16 versus a 3-1 Lina. Okay, 4-1.
Yeah, he's getting some CS.
So what's it? And this seems like though a case when somebody's so far ahead that Razor's just going to keep getting further ahead, right? Because it's like you get such an advantage with both just items as well as levels. You do see down here more action. And they're having some fun at the bottom.
The thing with Lina is once she reaches a level 4, level 5, you get the Dragon Slave up, you kind of just farm with spells. Okay. So she will be able to get CS in. And Razor's kind of afraid against spell damage too early on. That's usually why Lina is a good lane against Razor. But yeah, he's getting completely stomped.
Yeah, that Link is no doubt doing work. He is leveling it up as
Razor got face boots now as well, so the lane's just going to get very tough from here on out.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, the early items, specifically phase, you just feel like it's going to make it that much worse. See right there, Link goes up, steals plenty of damage, and
even to 31, completely fine. Lina now, no threat.
Yep, Phoenix Wave, he's like, let's just shrug it off. He's got regen. All right, so there's other lanes, other things happening, I promise.
Yeah. Morph, Stark, same CS, pretty much. The offlaners, of course, Omni is getting a bit more. I'm actually surprised he's not having more than this. Because Morph is kind of just 1v1ing him and he's actually fine. Omni is supposed to dominate this lane 1v1.
A lot of odd things happening in this game. That's what you're getting at.
Pretty odd.
That's why they play the game, I guess. It doesn't really matter what's supposed to happen.
Because I'm pretty sure the patch didn't change anything in these kind of matchups at least.
Okay. Well, yeah, right now KP 16-3 is in a little bit of trouble. Disruption coming out. And it's also good damage, man. That was plenty of damage, but not enough. The Soul Catcher amp, you see, taking effect there, but...
Actually ate his mango to be able to purify himself.
Also had some stick charges, just in case, I believe.
No, he doesn't have a stick yet.
No, that was actually Earthshaker that they clicked. Okay, never mind.
Just the mango on him.
Point is, he lived.
Yeah. Actually, losing a mango nowadays is quite of a big deal because it's 100 gold just gone that you need for your magic wand if you're opting to go for that. Omni Knight finishes face boots, so the pressure on the morph should ramp up a little bit now. Because of the Degen aura as well as the face boots. Quite hard.
Bottom, again, going for the bounty rune, 6 minutes in. Yeah. See Faith just throwing out the kinetic field and gonna be boxed out though. DDC could be in some trouble. He does have a shrine nearby to pop if he feels it's necessary. Spawn some illusions with the disruption though, slowing them down. Meanwhile, Razor going at it with Afu and others. Razor trying to run down, get the gold tanking at least before he goes down. And a mission accomplished there in that sense, but obviously a great turn of LFY.
Not worth it for a Razor for sure.
Ooh, Pounce does connect. In Flame, he's in trouble here. Dark back going up. Moogie sitting on top. He's level 5 though, so he does not have the Shadow Dance. As a result, LSA hits. Super. Going for that turn. Dark back once again purging off, trying to keep his distance, and Moogie will survive. Yeah, by close calls.
Not level 6 yet, and he doesn't have any region, so he actually needs to go back to base. Oh, actually they have a shrine, never mind. He'll shrine up and get to level 6 on the lane.
Speaking of Slark, what does he go for? What kind of Slark build is this game?
Well, he's probably just going to go the typical Shadow Blade into Echo Saber.
No Midas, too greedy, you think?
Yeah, Midas is very greedy on the hero because he already has a bad lane. And then Silver Edge is not amazing here, so he probably won't go for Silver Edge.
Okay.
But yeah, Shadow Blade, Echo Saber.
Going on a Moogie again right here. Another Dark back Pounce away. Very defensive though. Yeah. Trying to keep him from getting free farm. I mean, overall he's 31-9, so he's definitely getting some good CS in here despite all this harassment.
Yeah. I'm really surprised LFY is still leading in gold, even though mid lane is getting completely demolished.
True. Yeah, really, I guess it goes back to Monet, how much great of a time he's having, because he's the one on top of that there as far as CS is concerned. Disruption once again on Omni. We saw it happen last time. That slow country amping so much damage, man. Now with the poison, bottom lane, meanwhile, they will return kill on a Sand King. So, kind of an off lane for a 4 support there.
Very good for the Morph, because as I said before, Morphling is very strong against Slark.
Yeah.
I heard a link.
Yeah, which is going to be canceled immediately.
Alright. Or Glimpse back to base, that's a bit unfortunate.
That's the long way home, yeah. Sand King.
And he instantly rage buys a smoke and wants to solo kill the Disruptor.
Oh, clean him. Linda's fine. Yeah. But yeah, going back to Morphling though, you see that the CS up there, obviously when it comes to net worth as well, he's second currently, Razor
still first,
but the point is Morphling, very good start. Is this probably you expect to see the same thing from him, the Lincoln's, the Ethereal Blade. Yeah. Looks like he has a queued up.
He's gonna go for the same item build up. And then I'm surprised the Omni didn't pick up one level of Repel, because if he has that, he will never die in the top lane actually. Like he went for the 2 levels in Legion Aura.
Yeah.
No Repel. They can kill him very easily if he doesn't have Repel. The reason why the hero is so strong is because of Repel. Nah, he's gonna be fine now.
Okay, B. No Repel needed there. He just kind of walks it off, but you're right. No value point.
Yeah, he has to be a bit careful too, because Repel would also help against his own Legion Aura, because you get disrupted, and then you have the Legion Aura on you from those illusions.
Ooh.
And you can't Repel it off, obviously, because you don't have it, and you get slowed by, like, how much is it? 18% yourself. It's a very big deal.
True.
I guess he didn't, like, read too much into it.
What does that mean, Black?
Chu Biao? I have no idea. I've never heard that before.
It's supposed to be my translator here. Well.
Because usually they say Kale.
Yeah, I was going to say, that this wasn't a Kale situation. Maybe that's a microphone situation or a mouse or something. So, kind of looking over the players. One of the players over there on LFY side.
Probably some microphone issues.
Yeah.
We have had plenty of those yesterday.
That's true. But overall, it's been, I got to say, this event as a whole has definitely gone fairly smooth. You know, the first day, we did have some hiccups. And
we had like 5 minutes of pause or whatever.
Yeah, we had one game that was quite a bit. But again, the first day happened. After that, though, second day of the group stages so far here. Again, not to jinx anything, but it's honestly been pretty smooth overall. So,
yeah.
Been having a good time here. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying the stream here. Perfect World Master. This is just day number 2 of the main event, man. We still have 3 more days after this.
We do indeed, yeah.
Anyways, NewBee and LFY both trying to advance on here in the winners. Obviously, the loser's still in it. Just goes to a best-of-1 losers round. Bottom lane, flame break, pushback, phase. He's fine. That right is the one that needs to be careful. Playing again. Yeah, he's Thunderstrike is on. He gets flipped back to the direction. Kind of awkward though. Sets up a Pearl Strike, and Flame is going to get the hell on out of there. Afu may end up dying to this. Razor with the link. He's going to go the other direction. Darkback just in range, barely. And they will finish him off. The fact that Batrider lived though is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was an amazing space creation they did, because all the heroes are half health right now, and they needed to rotate in the Razor. So top lane, tower, below half health already. Mid lane, Lina getting much needed space. He's actually recovering quite nicely. Like him and Razor are neck and neck again. Have net worth.
I mean, I guess Lina is one of those heroes that can flash farm. You mentioned with the spells.
Yeah, not only that, also the Razor was forced to rotate a lot while Lina was just sitting mid lane. So top tower is pretty much just down. Invis Lina is waiting there to secure it.
And she is going to Bloodstone, by the way.
Yeah, she is going to Bloodstone.
Ooh, look at this. Laguna Blade's ready. So is LSA. Banish coming out. Sets up a perfect stun, and no Laguna Blade needed in this case.
Yep.
Did have the repel, but
Good timing on the stun, came up before the repel. Secured the kill right there.
A nice find at the top lane. Bottom lane, Mugi, again, Dark Pack, just in case.
The Slark is having a lot of problems. He's 1,000 gold, but behind the morph, and the matchup is already tough.
Razor, this could be a big kill. Laguna Blade coming out this time, no doubt. Isn't enough damage, not just hit SCC. Auto attacks will finish him off move. Sitting in the sandstorm to survive. He'll make it out of here.
There's another stun.
LSA misses.
Right. Yeah.
Close call.
But I previously said that Lina used to be a very good matchup against Razor. I actually think it got even better now because you don't get Purge when you Laguna him or when you Dragon Slave click on him. And
yeah.
Because usually you get Purge when you click on him, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist anymore. But in that regard, it's even better than it was before. So, well, we all know SCCC is an amazing laner, and right now mid lane is all about skill again.
But the fact that how dominant he was, now he's not only behind the laner, but forcing the game. They do have a stack on laner right here. It's going to be enraged enough. The Razor, static link, dealing plenty of damage. So Lena doesn't have to rely on her spells, but Monet still has plenty of damage. Repel comes out as Monet goes into the waveform, amplifying into the strength, making sure he stays alive as well, so doesn't get the kill on a Razor ultimately, but manages to survive off the side. Faith takes a Phoenix wave, Dragon Slave, excuse me. Gonna walk away though, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Whew, another close goal. There's a lot of action, man. There's only 10 hero kills combined, but it feels like there's been a lot more with how much.
The only reason why Razor actually survived is because of the mini stun for Shaker. He cancelled the wave, which gave Omni Knight enough time to actually purify him.
Yeah. Razor, I want to go back to him though. Not only, again, overall, as they're trying to make some play here on Monet, but
they have glimpse, but they can't reach him.
Yeah, just out of range. Build of Razor. What would you like to see on him this game?
Well, he's building into a hood. Actually, he went Band of Elfskin into hood. So we can expect a Hurricane Pike, I guess, or Yasha. Usually the item build would be Yasha, Saint Yasha, and then to BKB.
Drums even if you finesse.
But this game is going hood, which is very good against all the spell damage, of course, and later on against the E-Blade burst of Morphling.
Yeah.
And then after that, probably into the Saint Yasha BKB. We have seen Mask of Madnesses before, but didn't work out too well. Because as Razor, you want to be as beefy as possible, and Mom makes you kind of squishy.
Yeah,
physical
whenever
attacks
I see that
in general.
on every hero, it feels a little off.
Yeah. It can be amazing in some games where it just lack damage, but they don't do that in this game. So it's opting for the hood first, as we said. Shadowblade almost finished on Stark, needs another 900 gold. Disruptor's still at level 6, 5.5 currently. Shaker just reached 6 though.
It's him and Sand King are the only ones not level 6 just yet. You do see a smoke up though. Speaking of Disruptor.
He got his big thing actually on Bad
Lasso initiation though in a range in the middle idea. Let's say missed, but it won't matter.
Bad Rider is huge. I just realized Bad Rider is really big.
He's got a blink.
He's actually ahead of Razor in net worth now.
You're right.
That is crazy.
So SCCC, the start that he had, no longer.
Yeah. It's the first time I'm looking at the net worth differential right now. It's actually 4K in favor of LFY. Didn't realize that before, because I thought it was going quite well for NewBee.
Speaking of Blink Dagger timing, so you saw Batrider having his. Sand King, he has his queued up, only 600 gold. Earthshaker on the other side, 200 gold saved up.
Yeah, he needs 2,000 gold. Sand King needs 1.6k gold. These Blink Daggers are far off for both teams.
Yeah.
But, again, LFY has a tempo hero Batrider who has an amazing game. So they don't necessarily need to blink on Sand King, because they already got the tempo hero online. Whereas NewBee, they don't even have a tempo hero at all right now.
We're using this word tempo a bit this cast. To me, Razor is a tempo hero, if we're going to go that direction. You know, the idea, you get the early drums and then the yes and Ys are talking about whatever. In this case, the pipe and then push objectives. But with the way this game is playing out, you see Faith here getting caught in the jungle. He's killing him. A lot of illusions coming out.
And when I say tempo, I speak more of being able to initiate fast and kill someone. Because
kind of like this, Kaka. He finds a couple. The Echo Slam pearls back away though from off boot. Gonna be good for now. Monet staying alive plenty. DDC throwing in some poisons from the side. KP in a distance does have his GA still. No, he actually doesn't have it leveled up. Never mind. DDC is gonna get taken out though by Mugi. However, Inflame will finish off Earthshaker. So 1 for 1 there. Definitely not done just yet. Lena, she's not going to come from the side. Does have a Laguna Blade. Not the most man to work with, though. Going to be glimpsed away. They do catch Sand King, and now Lena's kind of in an awkward spot. Super's kind of forced to fight right here. Maybe gets an assistance from Batrider, perhaps. Kinetic field, yes, it's gonna catch her. Has to fight. Super close to the LSA. Not gonna matter though. The pounce forward will finish her.
Very surprised how the fight started. The full HP Shaker echoes 2 heroes behind the tier 1 Radiant Tower.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how he was full HP there, because they just dive a full HP Shaker like that is very risky and obviously doesn't pay off here at all. It was a very bad sequence for the Dire team.
You see?
Oh, they were looking for him like that.
Find him, yeah, and then all of a sudden he just echoes and chants and uses the combo.
Because if he gets Borrow struck before he even gets off the stun, then he will die.
Completely different fight. In flame, glimpse onto him.
Very big kill. Very big kill. He was very farmed, and how much gold is it? 400 gold to the
Nearly
start.
400 gold, yeah. He just got a Shadow Blade too.
Yeah, he has 1.2k gold up already. Probably going into the Echo Saber next, as we discussed. Yeah, he just queued it up as well.
I know we're early on, only 16 minutes in, but this is already a game of swings, man. It seemed like the laning phase was great for NewBee, then LFY kind of took over, and now NewBee's gaining more momentum again, so it's looking great.
Dota is a game of mistakes, and whoever capitalizes on the enemy's mistakes better will win in the end.
Yeah.
You can never play perfect, but unless you're ViGi, you're pretty damn close to perfection, I guess.
Yeah, this event at least. They're looking good. Monet going to be brought back in by that clearance. That's proved to be an issue. The pounce just out of range once again. Burrow strike in the back line on 2 heroes repel. It will stay faith for the time being. Guardian Angel also saving Perth. That's the power of Omni Knight. KP playing it here for NewBee. And thus nobody dies.
Yeah. You can see without the Bad Rider there and the blinking initiation, they have a really hard time killing anyone because of the Omni Knight and the Shaker protecting everyone. And this Slark though, we haven't really seen him snowball yet, even though he had the Shadow Blade for like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten the kill yet.
I got the one to the bottom lane, but that was everyone there.
Yeah, there was everyone there. Well, to be fair, he doesn't have the easiest time of killing these heroes here.
Yep. The pounce, it's difficult to land sometimes.
They actually smoked up on LFY here.
Yeah, they're going right down
They can't lasso the Razor because it's going to get glimpsed. They have to lasso the...
And obviously Slark is hard. I mean, they have Omni. This is a tough team to lasso.
Yeah. They have to lasso the Disruptor, if anything.
He'll blink
get
away.
back.
Orange down, there's a glimpse back though. He's forced to find out. Flame break gets disrupted. Gonna be fine for now. Monet sitting off to the side, just putting in some auto attacks. See if he can make a play with this. Echo Slam, it kind of hit Monet, it looks like, but he goes for strength form. And they drop Razor, who went a little bit too far up. Mookie's also going pretty far up. Has the Shadow Dance activated, sitting on top of Super. They want him to at least the Thunderstrike. The glimpse back, and the Fissure stops there. And now Monet having to take the damage on Moogie, going after Kaka off to the side on Earthshake. I hear the epicenter going off down here, trying to finish off Disruption. Not going to be enough. He'll poured out. Monet again going back to strength, 2,600 life. And the Lincoln's just delivered.
A lack of sentry wards, otherwise the Slark would have been dead. He had like 1 health because he dark packed it. And the Morph could have definitely finished him, but as I said, he didn't have a sentry ward there to see him.
He's got some mid wars, man. These teams are just duking it out in the middle lane, it feels like.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
They have a lot of skirmishes. You see the fight here is getting glimpsed back, and then he gets disrupted after. I'm surprised he didn't lasso the Razor straight because it obviously goes through repel. And he wouldn't have died and the Razor would have died, so I'm a bit surprised he didn't do that. But in the end, Razor still died, so it's alright, I guess.
Yeah, you might have Moogie jumping in.
You never want to die without using your ultimate in that situation.
Yeah. Unfortunate for LFY, but obviously great for NewBee. Well, they took the fight.
Slark continuing to grow. He's actually top of the network now. And the Slark with the repel can pose a lot of problems. We said they're quite good at dealing with him, but basically a free BKB on a hero like Slark can make a whole lot of a difference.
Bloodstone just finished on Lina.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't die straight.
14 charges, that's what we start with now.
Yep, 500 gold for Blink Dagger on Sand King. Shaker already has this actually, he just needs to purchase this now.
Okay.
And then, do we have anything else coming up?
Rod of Atos just finished.
Bat Rider, yeah.
A farmed Bat Rider.
Omni Knight is trying to go back into a hand of Midas. Whereas Razor went into the Yasha and then straight into the BKB, so he doesn't finish the Saint Yasha because he needs the magic immunity earlier.
I feel like KP likes to go back to a hand of Midas and then the Radiance even.
Yeah. Most Omni Knights do Fata as well.
Pushing the top lane, so that smoke chance from LFY not going to really result in much unless they catch Razor. He's farming his own jungle down there, but that top tier 1.
That is incredibly cocky.
They do catch it. Bat Rider pulls him in. The follow-up is the question, not really. Yeah, they couldn't get the best angle.
I'm really surprised he doesn't have Force Staff on Bat Rider here, because if he had that, he would definitely have reached the ledge.
Oh, good point.
But he went Atos instead. Quite curious about that.
Atos more about the catch, Forstaff more about obviously the mobility especially. So
It's good against Slark because he can't pounce out of it, but then again Dark Page just removes Atos anyways. Uh-oh.
Ooh, Slark taunting. Nice blink away. They have an idea. Super. He's going to be jumped up. The Dark Pact immediately moving off the LSA, but the Merlesark will connect me on the backline space, puts on the static storm, catching Disruptor. Or Shadow Demon, excuse me. Well, there's has its ability called Disruption. That's confusing, man. Batrider.
Actually jumped in.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Using the blink to go in. There's the Pearl Sight. The Echo Slam comes out in response. Monet is going to be stunned up. LSA helping Super for the time being. The teammate, the strength form. Monet is trying to take it. That's like push back onto Boogie there, but it will not matter in the long run. Triple kill for the Slark. All that's alive is the Lina.
It was disastrous.
It's a disaster.
Like it started off by Lina getting caught out by the Slark. And I don't actually think he had to suicide there, because if he didn't, he could have like Rune at him and killed him. I guess he didn't expect the Sanking stun to be there in time, but he definitely didn't have to die there. And then Slark is dead, and the entire team actually swings the other way. Just look at him here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he didn't have to suicide. If he didn't suicide there, Slark is dead, and they win the team fight.
So you think that he would have lived, been able to turn, and then...
Right.
Okay.
And then Batrider jumping in after is because Lina respawns so fast. But at that time, the fight is so difficult to take already.
Yeah, it's so much going on. Like, I see what you're saying, but man, that would have been a really on-the-point decision.
Yeah.
Obviously resurrected very quickly because that sacrifice, but...
I really think he just didn't think the Sankin would like reach in time or be able to stun him. But stuff like these kind of little mistakes, they can make or break a team fight, that we have just seen there.
Oh yeah. NewBee takes the hero kill lead, now 13 to 11. More importantly, has a net worth lead about 1,000. Yasha finished on Razor. BKB being worked on. I gotta say that pipe first item on Razor seemed like it really was a great choice. Ever since he's had that.
You mean
item.
the hood, right? Oh yeah,
the hood. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The hood on Razor is really good in these kind of games, especially when you have an Omni Knight, because you have so much sustain, and the enemy team is basically purely magic damage at this time.
And they're making their way to the top lane, a team that wants to fight together.
Yeah. LFY needs to focus a bit on split pushing now, because they have the Blink on Shaker, Disrupt the teamfight ultimate, of course, Omni Knight as well, and Razor. They should avoid teamfights if they can, and just focus on split pushing with the Morphling.
Speaking of Morphling, you mentioned this in the first game, and yes, it was a fairly easy victory, but I think we're seeing it more now this time around. Is Monet the most comfortable with this new ultimate?
Because he's not using it. He still hasn't used it. Like,
I don't think he's used it once this game unless we missed it.
No, he did once on the Shaker.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
That's Slark getting caught. They can TP in though, of course, with the Shrine there. Yeah, you want to run now. If you're LFY, they're spreading out. Who they're going to catch? Super. That's probably not going to work. Oh, they have to stop or they don't.
They do not.
It's good.
Disrupt out of range and Shake out of range.
Yeah.
The only two that can stop TPs. So he's got a Yule's queued up on the Lina, very standard item. Sanking. He just finished his Blink as well. And he got a smoke in the inventory as well. Well, on the courier right now. And Batrider, no real item progression. Same for Shadow Demon.
To be fair, I guess Morphling has used it a little bit more than we're giving him credit for. Again, it is hard to see sometimes. There's so much going on in fights, but apparently he's used it on Omni Knight once or twice, so. But I don't know, it's just... I guess from the previous examples, yesterday specifically, we saw with the Tiny interaction. That was very obvious, you know, constantly doing it. Where,
I mean, I've been looking at him pretty much every fight, and I haven't seen him use the Omni Knight yet. That's what I'm looking out for. But maybe I missed it. Maybe not. Maybe you're getting trolled.
Keep an eye on it further. Maybe that's possible. That happens.
Yeah. Slark is going for Skadi. He needs another 1.4k gold to finish that, and then after it was kind of like a raid boss because he has too much health to just get bursted.
Yeah, jeez. Level 20 also going to be coming up. Looking at has the 3-second pounce leash with 150 dark pack damage.
Razor just finished his BKB, so he can focus on starting the repel.
Jump on a Sanking, and he is no longer there.
You can commit Echo for this because no Sanking means no team fighting.
And they also get Lina. They pull it back to the cliff. No chance to buy. She's there for 25 seconds. No buyback. Razor eyes for back to be pops for BKB. You see Monet sitting in the back line. He's like, what do I do? He's going in for the auto attack. He'll wait for him away. There's a Guardian Angel used from KP though, saving one of his teammates at least and helping to finish the job of both Batrider and Shadow Demon. And this is a tier 2 that there's still a tier 1 out.
Yeah.
Like they're literally diving past tier 2.
They solo echo the Sand King because after that they have no teamfight presence at all. And then you're pretty much guaranteed to get a glimpse kill after that.
Yeah.
I would have really liked to see the Morph take over the Omni in that situation and repel the glimpse target on the Lina, because then you can actually just like run away with 4 heroes instead of losing 4, which is like obviously very bad for them. Like you saw the glimpse. I would have really liked it if the Morph just like steals the repels the Lina and just be like the hero of his team.
Yeah,
the hero of his team.
What is the range on that Morph ability? Is it pretty good size, or it's not too bad?
400-ish.
You're looking at right there. Yeah, that definitely could be possible. Yeah.
But again,
for the big plays,
Dota is a lot about muscle memory. Until the new Morph actually becomes muscle memory, you have to play a lot of Dota with it.
Fair, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of times people still they know it's not the old replicate, but they kind of still feel like it is.
Yeah.
And
so
they
you
just
almost
don't
like
use
forget
it.
in the moment. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But again, Monet did play a fantastic game #1, and not to put all the blame on him by any means.
It's not only him, anyways. It's like every Morph at this event has the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. It's as I said earlier, it's going to be one of those heroes that we're going to see the evolution of over time, because
for sure.
naturally
it's completely reworked now
of how the rework looks. So, anyways, Roshan going on from NewBee.
Yeah, I don't think LFY can really contest this at all, and Aegis Slark is going to be rough to deal with, man. He went for Lincolns instead of his Skadi, by the way.
He did, yeah.
Which is very good against the Bad Rider and Sand King, of course.
Shadow Demon
as well. Yep.
There's a Yule's finished on lane at least.
And we said if they get the snowball rolling, then NewBee's going to be very strong this game, and they definitely have now. So LFY they need to find a really good team fight. But it's going to be hard because the team fight is so much worse than NewBee's.
Yeah.
I really think they need to focus on split pushing and try to find pickoffs with the Sand King and Bad Rider. Head on 5v5, they will lose every time.
Well, you got NewBee grouping up right here as if there might smoke. Riding bottom.
Well, pickoff power, speaking of that, Morphing got his E-Blade in 400.
Okay.
That's going to add a lot of damage to those pickoff potentials.
Especially, I mean, you got Soul Catcher on top of targets that he may go for. That's
Soul Catcher plus Shotgun is usually instant death.
It is only level 1 Soul Catcher right now, but still 20% increased damage is plenty to take advantage of.
So Razor went into BKB and then finished the Saint Jasha and going into an Aghanims next. Which is fair because they lack tower damage, and Aghanims obviously gives a lot of that.
Oh yeah. Open that Eye of the Storm.
KP is actually going for support on that build, going to an Adder Lens.
Okay, I mentioned the idea of the whole Radiance. I'm talking about that too, but you like this better? Or?
Yeah, I like it better because they have 2 heavy hitters already in the Razor as well as the Slark.
Don't need a third.
Yeah, don't need his third.
Need that support.
And also, whenever Omni goes for this hitting build, he runs risk at being completely out of position because you're in the front line.
Good point.
If you're back like that with an Adder Lens, you're pretty much always going to get your casts off.
There's like heroes that like Phantom Lance, for example, on the other side. Yeah, that burn would be nice to have. But yeah, this also isn't a game where you're not looking to really get that burn effect on Lina or Morphling. I mean, it would be nice, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying. The whole positioning idea.
But you see Bad Rider, he had this Atos like, what, minute 15 or something? He still only has 1,000 gold. But granted, he bought a gem.
That's a kill Lina. She yields, but she doesn't even have her LSA. She just uses the farm. And Bad Rider good assist. Looking to run onto her. Shaker actually out comes the epicenter as well. Super will go down, but a lot of return damage onto Mugi. Meanwhile, back here, yeah, that's Shadow Demon able to make it out actually with the TP. It's a good job by NSCCC with the BKB activated. Can't finish anyone else off, so 2 for 1. Didn't take out Super.
Stark's becoming a massive problem. He's scouting them out every time and creating really good fights for his team. We haven't really spoken about it before, but Slark and Disrupt is actually an amazing combo. Because you can scout for him and you can glimpse him back.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I see there.
Inflame tried to save his teammate. I guess he made a pretty good fight. Like, almost pretty good fight happen. Because he still had the Aegis, of course, on the Slark. So killing him wouldn't have impacted him too much. But I still got the Shaker and trade, and could have been worse. Inflame made the best out of it.
Seems like a difficult game for LFY right now, because they don't have that Wabo combo teamfight ultimates like we were talking about earlier in the series, or they don't have, like, even Morphling, he's a great carry, but is he one that's, oh, you know what, we'll just wait out the clock here and we'll be fine eventually?
Well, potentially it could be because they have the Shadow Demon as well.
True.
Because the illusions can deal a lot of damage later on, but The issue is they're gonna get contained very soon because Slark is one of the best heroes at containing you.
Okay.
He's so fast, so slippery. Once all your two towers are down, you're gonna have a lot of problems against the hero.
Ooh, there's that repel.
Yep.
Wait for him away.
They still got the gem on the Bad Rider, by the way, so keep an eye on that.
Blinks away himself. So yeah, the gem could come into play.
It's very easy for him to lose it though, because he doesn't have the force stuff to save him. So once he blinks in and lassos, it's very likely he will die.
You see DDC creating the illusion, just simply push him
Look at
out.
the,
Wow!
Yeah.
You're right, that is some pretty good damage.
Slark was like,
Moogie.
I'm taking you on. Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, that goes back to that trick we were talking about earlier, but you have to be level 20 for that. Teammate, Spanish, disruption. On a phase, they just go on a TDC though, they run at him and nothing he can do. See up here, the chase is into the base, now they're going for tier 3. The tier 2 is still up. Again, they're just not afraid to dive past towers.
Yep. Well, that's the opposite effect, honestly.
Has fallen.
Because if things go wrong, you just get purified, you just get Guardian Angel, and then you're practically immune to damage.
Yeah. Oh, is Moogie immune to damage? He apparently is. He just pounces away.
But that's how you want to play with Slark. You always want to be like around half health, jump out, regen back up, jump back in, half health, jump back out. Kind of like a hard, except it has way less delay.
He's
Yeah.
constantly kicking in that regen. Lena down to 4 Bloodstone charges, by the way. So
I don't think he has gained a single charge since
I don't believe so.
she got it.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe mid lane, because they killed the Shaker before she died,
Maybe.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 charges and not what you want to be at.
Yeah, again, this game has definitely been a roller coaster of sorts. Like I said, NewBee had a great laning phase initially. LFY then won a couple of fights. We've mentioned about Lena coming back, but then it's been NewBee since then, really.
Well, they were 5k ahead, and then the bottom fight happened, right? Which kind of like started the snowball. They're smoking out of base now, pretty much the only play they have. But NewBee saw it, they know.
Slark,
Yeah,
so
so
he
they,
just despawns.
so they shouldn't get caught by this.
Bat Rider, he's gonna search. Fireflight active.
He still has repel though. He's gonna repel the Slark, and it's gonna be very hard to kill him.
Yeah, at that point, you really can't do anything. They're not gonna find each other. Razor has finished the Ags, almost level 20.
Counter smokes by NewBee.
Not Razor.
Well, they want to use Razor as a bait, but it's really obvious now because they're not really pushing any other lanes and Razor's playing really aggressively. So nobody should get caught on the LFY side.
Aetherlands just finished by Shadow Demon there, spawning the illusions of Morphling, setting them out. Already seen the damage that they can do.
Right click new Razor.
So even that, it's still some pretty good damage.
Losing half health.
Yeah, that is something. And that agility maxed out, as you see.
But yeah, again, NewBee's just waiting for Roshan right now. Get the Aegis and Cheese. Start sieging high ground.
Ooh, they're gonna
And
smoke
another
up again.
smoke.
Yeah, LFY. Don't want to say they're desperate, but definitely just trying to make some plays right here, knowing that they are behind. And they can't just sit in their base forever.
I mean, they have to make plays because, as I said, they're gonna get contained and the gold advantages are gonna keep growing.
Radiant are scanning.
But NewBee again, they know it because they're not pushing out any lanes.
Well, they scanned it too, yeah. Scanned right on top, and then so they see that Moogie. He's going in, trying to catch Super. Super a little bit too quick.
Repel's still on him.
He'll take Shadow Demon or others. Repel's on him as mentioned. He jumps Shadow Demon. Lena, meanwhile, Kaka looks back. Kaka, the back line's doing his combo, locking up Bat Rider and the Lena. They lose Bat Rider. Lena goes down. Shadow Demon managed to live, actually, somehow, but probably going to be the end of him as he goes for the TP. Double kill from Moogie. And that's 3-0 in favor of NewBee.
Well, I'm looking at watch right now. I think it's time for a NewBee victory.
Is it about time?
Yeah, just about.
Let's get in there. Fortification going to be popped for this, but LFY definitely having to defend the base the best of their ability, but I don't know if that's going to be possible here. I mean, they definitely need Lena to buy back if they want to.
They might be able to hold on like barely, but it doesn't look too good.
He's going to back right. Last initiation on a Kaka. I don't know if that's really the best. It's going to force them to react, and now Boogie jumping in on top. Papu goes down. Morphling, he just has to wait for him away. Not much more he can do about that. Bat Rider, they'll be fine sitting from a distance as well. So you're right. I mean, they're going to at least be able to save the racks here.
But they expanded so much, like buybacks and everything, and NewBee didn't lose anything. They're just going to go for Roche now. Well, luckily enough, there's also ViGi there right now.
Well, that's typical.
Gonna respawn in 15 seconds. They will just finish the Roche, get the Aegis on the Slark, the Cheese on the Razor, and then nothing can really stop them because they also got the Agons on the Razor now. And he did go for the Eye of the Storm talent this time.
Okay.
Not like the... We spoke about the Razor that didn't. Like he went Agons but didn't go for the talent.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was Mushi yesterday actually. an Mineski game.
This is a very fast Roshan, by the way. Already up in about 20 seconds.
Yep. Roshan will respawn in 20. And yeah, once they get that, it's pretty much just like it's up to LFY to find a miracle because they'll need it. Fighting them right now is near impossible.
Batrider knows that. Fortunately,
they also got the gem from him now, so and he expanded buyback already. So things are going worse and worse for LFY.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna check Roshan here. They're probably gonna realize that it's up, and no,
they're
gonna go for it.
They're gonna force the mid-rex first.
Okay.
Force Batrider, as I said, bought back already. There's no risk there, and then go back for the Roshan after.
Afu. Oh, they know he's over here, but the reaction. You saw them spam pinging exactly where he was, but just when Mugi repels put up, he wards immediately and going into the racks now. So, wanted to stand there as Triple C will take on the range track.
Yeah, he's the main damage to the buildings this game.
Alright, the Storm with the axe as mentioned. BKB can be popped just in case. Glimpse on a Shadow Demon. Didn't really go the best distance though.
There's so much damage from the Eye of the Storm on the buildings. They just melt.
Dire's bottom shrine.
No, with the talent of the axe.
It's like 3.5 hits per second.
Ooh, they're still hanging around, aren't they? LFY thinking that maybe they're going for the Roshan, but okay.
Wow.
NewBee is now starting to fall back.
NewBee definitely wants to go for Roshan. And yeah, LFY will probably have like one last team fight there, and if they lose it, they're probably just going to GG out. But at the... Like, I'm trying to think about how they win a team fight, and one thing was pretty much only like a 3-man Sanking Stun, like a 3-man Light Strike Array, and win like that somehow.
Afu. And Kaka will finish him off with the Echo Slam. He takes a Laguna Blade, but still about half life. He's going to go Batrider. Disruption puts him under. Mugi has stopped killing him as a result. Pops his Shadow Dance. And we'll have to pounce away with the Dark Pass. Kind of a reset of a fight. LSA hits. The Guardian Angel will not save the Earthshaker, but he fights back. We look at Super just melting away. Alright, the Storm running after the Purge kicking in as well. Shadow Demon puts himself under just a little bit longer before he's dead. Double kill for S-Triple-C. And they're going to make it a third one right here in this sequence. They kill Batrider. 4 are dead.
Batrider actually stopped moving, so I thought they were going to GG. Oh yeah, they are GGing. Yeah.
The point of LFY. Man, what a turn of a series. Yeah. LFY, so first game.
But I actually think though both games, they were winning like by quite a bit, and then this one fight happened where they're just completely out of position. They lose 3-4 heroes, and the entire game just turns. It was like that in game 2. Just now the bottom when they were diving the Shaker, same thing. And we were doubting the Slark pick because it was hard for him to get through the early game. Yeah. But once he did get through the early game, I mean, he didn't die a single time. It was beyond godlike.
Didn't seem like they could stop him.
Yeah. Don't really have to add too much to that. I think his performance spoke for itself.
I gotta say that was the first game really of this tournament that I personally witnessed that Morphling felt a little underwhelming. That was not the Morphling that we've been seeing so far at this event. But it goes back to, was that a fault of Monet or more so just the game itself or what?
I think he did play quite well, but as I said, he didn't use the Morph to its fullest. I think he could have made a very big difference in a lot of fights if he explored it more. But as I said, it's very difficult to use. I personally don't even know how to use it myself yet, like not well at least. I kind of just experiment with it and then I die instantly and stuff like that. But yeah, I think LFY, like they had the right ideas and stuff, but both games, one fight, and the game just, like they lost the grasp on the game.
They lost the grasp on the game in the series, but in the end, they are still alive. They're just now in a best-of-1 in this double elimination format, the losers bracket. So best of luck to them moving forward, obviously. But for NewBee, they come from behind after losing the first game. They win it 2-1. They're in to the next round here of the winners bracket, guys. More Perfect World Masters action coming at you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.